I have some new tour dates to announce. I'm going to be in St. George, Utah on July 2nd, Moncton, New Brunswick on August 10th, Bend, Oregon on September 11th, and Portland, Oregon on September 13th. Get your tickets early starting Tuesday, June 4th at 10 a.m. local time with code RATKING. General on sale starts Wednesday, June 5th at 10 a.m. local time. As well, we have shows in Montreal, Quebec, Portland, Maine, Spokane, Washington, Belfast, Ireland, Cork, Ireland, London, United Kingdom, Idaho Falls, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas. Get all tickets through theovon.com/TOUR. Make sure not to use a secondary site. Thank you for your support. New merch. We've got some new gang hoodies. We've just done crew necks before. We've got some hoodies now available in heather gray, tan, light blue, and duck camo. Get all that and more at theovonstore.com. That's the only merch site that is run by us. I know there's some other fictional ones out there. Just watch out for fakes. And thank you guys for your support. Coming to you live from Austin today. Today's guest is a comedian. Probably one of the most unique comedians of all time. He has a new book out called Tremendous, which you can check out on Amazon. He was the host of the famed podcast, legendary podcast, The Church of What's Happening Now. He has his own podcast now with Lee Syatt called The Check-In. I'm grateful to catch up today with one of my heroes, Mr. Joey Coco Diaz.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song I will sing it. I'm on
What did he say?
Jelly roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So this is Jelly Roll. Like, Jelly Roll, every time he wins an award, he gets up there and he's like, I just want to thank, right now there's somebody who's stuck under a bridge. There's somebody out there who's got a size 11 foot in a size 8 tennis shoe. And I just want to say you can live your dreams, man, every time. Dude, every time they call his name for every time Jelly gets an award, man, he's so full of feelings, bro. He gets up there and he's just like, I want to tell you that I was a maitre d' at a macaroni grill, and now I'm a Grammy Award-winning artist. Like, sometimes it's just fucking like... Bro, if they even, like, at a I feel like even at Chipotle, if they just call his name to come get his order, he goes up there, he picks it up, and he's like, I want to let every illegal alien in this motherfucker know in 40 days. And with only 90 singing lessons, you can win a fucking American Music Award.
90 singing lessons.
Dude. It was better last night when I did it.
Oh, my God, I was dying. I was dying in my sleep.
He was...
You do him to the T. It's fucking crazy. Everybody was dying last night.
Some people do him real good. Yeah, Joey Diaz, man, good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too, my friend.
You too, man. That was fun last night.
That was a lot of fun. It was fun just seeing you. It's been 4 fucking years, Theo.
I know, dude.
Since the pandemic, man. I haven't seen anybody.
Yeah, it's so funny. I didn't realize how much I missed seeing you until I got out of the out of the Uber at the mothership, and I was like, is Joey here? And they're like, yeah. And I literally, my legs, like I ran upstairs.
Oh, I was so happy. First person I asked for when I got there, I'm like, where's fucking Theo?
Yeah.
Like, he'll be here later. Nah, man, we haven't seen each other. It's been, it's fucking crazy, man, what happens to life sometimes.
Yeah, has it been good? Have you been feeling good in Jersey? It seems like everything's good. You look great.
The first fucking year was a struggle because I was lost. I was fucking lost. I was like, what I was trying to do was, honestly, was just figure out what happened the last 30 years. After when the pandemic hit, we were all gung-ho. We were very all gung-ho.
Oh, yeah.
But like by May of the pandemic, I was like, what the fuck happened? I came here, I auditioned for Mitzi Shore, and I don't know what happened. Like here we are.
Yeah.
You know, movies, talking to this guy, talking to that guy. The store at the end, before the pandemic, it was something that you'll never ever see again. I still remember I would do spots and then go to the kitchen after my spot and just sit for a minute and look out into the bar area and stuff. And it would be like celebrities, MMA people, the Clippers. You know, it was something every night. It was just too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Every time you left the store on Tuesdays or Thursdays, you got in your car and you had to fucking drive 30 minutes just to decompress.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre was hanging out at night before the fucking thing. He was coming into the store every night. It was just a scene that was, you know, hard to believe. We had our own fucking thing. Kennison, Dice, those guys had their thing, and we had our thing.
It's really true. I didn't realize it either until I went back, like I've gone back over the past 2 years, and it's like it's not even the same thing anymore. It was like lightning striking when everybody was there, dude. The lineup sometimes like on a Tuesday night.
I still have them. I saved everything. I would clip a lineup. I would take a picture of it or something and go,
yeah,
this is where you were with these guys. I want to see somebody try to take something away from me. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, people always go, whoa, he didn't do it. Listen, bitch.
Yeah.
And this is these lineups in 2019. What about the lineups? Well, 2009, I wasn't there. But in 99, I was there. And I remember looking at those lineups, and they weren't good, but you had fucking animals, like 3 of them there on the lineups. It wasn't like 9 motherfuckers coming at you.
Yeah.
From Ali Wong to you to Dalia. It was a cavalcade every Tuesday and Thursday, and everybody got along.
Whitney,
Bert,
Joe,
Segura, fucking Tripoli,
Brennan,
Eddie Bravo,
Owen Smith.
It was fucking crazy what was down there.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
Bro, they had MMA fighters that weren't even comedians fucking doing 20 minutes down there.
It was fucking crazy.
Eddie Bravo was doing like 40 fucking minutes, bro.
Fucking crazy. You think about it. And people walked in there, and it's like they got high.
Yeah.
Soon as people walked in, it's like walking into the mothership. You know, you walk in, and you're just taken. You're just taken. And this is, you know, I didn't do it for one summer. I did it for 30 fucking years. So now I got to figure out where they took me.
Yeah.
You know, where the fuck did they take me? I mean.
Yeah, just to look at that lineup and be like, it doesn't even feel like you're really the person doing it.
No. You ever see Oh God, You Devil, any of those Oh God movies? With George
Does it
Burns?
is it like a black movie or not?
No. George Burns
plays
God, and he fucks with people.
And he got the Coke bottle or whatever.
And it's really weird. Yeah, those things there. Fucking, one of the guys he went to, I'll never forget. This is way before I got into comedy. Mm-hmm. Way before I got into comedy. I started watching them. You know, I like movies. And there was one particular guy that the guy was a musician and he was struggling. And he was like a Bruce Springsteen type guy. And then he came to him and he fucking shut out the light because he was the devil. He plays the devil.
Oh, he plays the devil.
He cuts a deal with you to sell your soul.
Oh, God, you devil. I remember The Gods Must Be Crazy. Was that him?
No, that's
okay.
That's why you're getting confused with the Africans and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what I feel like. The guy, during the movie, after he became a star, he would go, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then he would go to a restaurant. After he knew the devil took his soul, he would go to a restaurant and see the girl he was engaged with. And now she was about to have a baby. And this was his life. Like, it's fucking crazy. And that's what I felt like.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, did I just do that? Why do people want to take a picture of me? I'm a felon.
Yeah.
Your mother told you to stay away from people like me, and you want to take a picture of me, and it was just mind-boggling. So that was the first year in Jersey. It was just trying to figure out coming down. I was coming down. I had committed to coming down and seeing what life was like with the fucking and the sticks, you know, and Started going to softball games and basketball games with my daughter. And
Were you playing or you were just coaching or what?
nah, I don't even coach. I just sit there, I get high, and I sit there and watch.
Oh, yeah, but still.
Bunch of fucking girls go. You know, it's so funny. I used to go to my father-in-law's house in Nashville. That motherfucker's always watching girls softball. And I would look at him and go, I'm not even going to say nothing to my wife, but this is the most pedophilia fucking thing ever. An old guy watching girls softball. Well, guess what? I became that fucking old guy. Now I go to her games. I go to her basketball game. You know, there's so much. Listen, man, I for me to get into comedy, I lost a family. I lost a daughter. You know, she's 34. I haven't talked. 30 fucking 4. Like, this was part of the whole, like, what happened? Like, I left Boulder when she was 5. And now she's 30 fucking 4. We haven't spoken in 20 years.
No
I'm
way.
Like, 20
Really?
fucking years. 20. Yeah, it's got to be 20 years now.
Are there times where it just hits you and it just hurts sometimes?
It really hurt in the beginning. For years, it really took me. Part of the addiction and all that shit was that. And then I made peace with it. I knew that this wasn't going to work. It wasn't in the cards, and you got to move on. Then I had this. Then God gave me a second chance. And they threw another girl at me. And I'm like, what am I going to do here? So I said, let me sink in, you know, and fucking be a dad. I got a second chance to do this the right way this time. And this is what I'm going to do.
Did you? And that was a real thought in your head. You're like, I got this. This is God giving me a second chance here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've gotten, Theo, how many second chances have I fucking
I
gotten?
bet a decent amount.
So some second chances you got to jump on and go, you know what? This ain't going to happen again.
Yeah.
I can make peace with myself. You know, I heard things I wasn't a good dad. I heard tons of shit from my ex-wife. And now I'm living it. You know, now I'm living. I got a nice house, cars. You know, we don't. I'm not a jet setter. You know that. I'm not a BMW guy or nothing. I'm just happy and comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, I retire in 4 fucking years. My daughter collects Social Security for 3 of those years. The ones I didn't get when my mother died. So everything comes full fucking circle, man.
Oh, really? So Social Security, you get it for how long?
So when my mother died, I didn't get Social Security because they said she didn't work enough quarters. She owned a business. So I had no money coming in when I was a kid, you know, for all those years. And it's weird now. I got a letter about 6 months ago about retiring and all this shit with benefit. And I'm like, I don't want to retire. I want to keep slinging dick. I mean, I feel great to go out there. I'm not in the mood to go on planes every weekend.
No, it's a lot.
I'm not.
It's a young man. It's not a young man's game.
It's a young man's game.
But it
really is.
It's not even that you can't do it. It's just, can you put up? It's like the stress. It just wears on you.
You
and you did it for so long.
I
That's
did it
what
for
people.
so long.
And I'll forget sometimes, Joey, how long I did this shit for. I'll like be going to the airport and I'm like, fuck, I just cannot do this. I cannot get on a plane. And people are like, what are you talking about, man? But part of my brain is just like, I don't know what time when I wasn't going to the airport.
Yeah. Or wasn't getting in the car for a fucking haul. My thing was this. I dreaded the road until I got in the Uber.
Until you got in the what?
Uber.
Yeah.
Once I get in the Uber and I got an edible in me and I'm headed to fucking LAX, look out, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Look out.
Come fly to friendly skies.
That's what happens to me. It's the lead up. Mm-hmm. It was towards the last year. I would wake up in the middle of the nights going, I can't believe I booked this trip to this place.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should have taken that week off, and I shouldn't have booked this. I can't believe I got to go to this town this week.
Yeah, like Fucky's Tickle Town or something. There's always some. You're like, fuck. In Puerto Rico, I did a fucking weekend in Puerto Rico one time, and I was like, what the fuck? Some new joint they put. I never should have went. 9 people fucking showed up to a couple gay dudes over there, bro. Like, I think it was like a sex laundering or whatever, but I didn't do anything. But I went and, I tried to do my best comedy, but just fucking unreal, bro.
No, we've been doing this for a long time, and
some of the shit.
Yeah, and it's like I just went back to Jersey, and I was like, to top it off, I hadn't lived in Jersey in 40 years.
You got a driveway over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driveway, fucking backyard. I got raccoons.
Yeah.
I got a raccoon that will not leave me the fuck alone.
Really?
And he's become like friends. He's like buddy now. Like he just comes, he tries to, I put 2 bricks in the garbage. He looks at me at night like, motherfucker, you got me again. Then he leaves. I put a piece of nicotine gum in that motherfucker. I didn't see him for a week. That motherfucker was running up and down fucking my street with nicotine in him. But, you know, I live in a great neighborhood. It's quiet. Theo, I live around the corner from Jimmy Florentine.
Oh, yeah, he's an awesome guy.
Awesome guy. But, I mean, that's a week down. You go down there, you're like, whoa. I got to learn how to fucking navigate this shit.
Go down where, to his house?
No, to my house. Like when I moved down to this place.
Oh, it was quiet.
I'm an hour out of New York City.
Yeah.
I'm an hour 15 out of New York City. I'm an hour where I was raised from. Like North Bergen right across the city.
Mm-hmm. Where James J. Braddock is from?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I used to shovel his driveway.
You're lying.
When we were kids.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and his son was a fucking cop. And yeah, that's the park there, J.J. Braddock Park. They just put a beautiful statue up there. That neighborhood was rocking. When we were kids, not only did he live in town, J.J. Braddock, but fucking the other guy, Jethro's father.
Jethro Tull?
No, Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies.
That dude had a father?
Yeah.
Bro, anybody could have made that dude, bro.
Jethro was a bad motherfucker.
Wow.
So,
Dude,
yeah.
you saw James J. Braddock when you were a kid?
Yeah, like 10, 12. We would go to Hudson County Park, and one day somebody said, go up there. He would just give you like $10 to shovel in front of his house, like fucking when it snowed. So I only went up there like once or twice. It was way out of my neighborhood.
He probably didn't know it was snowing. He probably was a snow globe. He got hit so many
That dude was
times.
fucking tough, bro.
Oh,
That
yeah.
dude's tough. I saw some tapes of him. That dude was Irish, fucking longshoreman. He was fucking, he'll fight you with one fucking hand, those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, James J. Braddock Park, right there.
Damn, dude, that's one of my favorite movies, dude. I've probably watched that movie maybe 12 times.
I
Cinderella
love that
Man.
movie. When I saw that movie, I was crying up a storm. The funny thing was, I got in trouble for that movie. Listen to this. I'm at the Longest Yard premiere. Mm-hmm. I'm at the Longest fucking Yard premiere.
That you're in, so that just in
Right.
case
So
people
I
don't know.
walk into my seats, I sit down, and the last seat is open. I'm sitting there with my wife, we're talking about shit, and all of a sudden, right before the movie starts, fucking Cameron Crowe sits next to me. And on his sleeve, he's got North Bergen. Did you see the jacket he made for Braddock when he was shooting that movie? He made like a fucking great jacket. He sat next to me, man, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is Gladiator doing next to me? I didn't say nothing.
Cameron Crowe, so that's the guy that made Gladiator?
Russell Crowe. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. It's Russell Crowe sitting next to me, the guy who played J.J. Braddock, you know.
Oh, really?
And he had the jacket on.
Nuh-uh.
And as the movie ended, I couldn't take it no more. The Longest Yard fucking ended. Everybody's clapping. The producers from The Longest Yard are sitting in front of me. And I turned to fucking Russell and I go, yo, that's the fucking movie of the year right there. And he looked at me and the producers looked at me. I'm supposed to be pushing The Longest Yard. But I'm telling him this is the fucking movie of the year.
Cinderella Man.
And he started laughing his ass off. You're from North Bergen. We started giggling. And then, because my friends told me when he was shooting the movie, they would see him at different delis. He was doing different delis around fucking town.
Just checking him out.
Checking them out, whatever.
Wow.
Promos, stuff like that. So.
I love that movie, man. I love that movie, and that's one of the reasons I've like this. I mean, Dustin is fighting in Jersey coming up.
2
and
weeks.
That Islam, yep, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's a great fight.
Yeah, and so part of me is like, I'm like tying it in my head. I'm like, dude, when he told me that, I was like, dude, it's like James J. Braddock, bro. It's like Cinderella Man.
When are you coming up?
I'm going to come up the day before.
Friday?
Yeah, I got a show Friday.
Where?
At Beacon.
Or maybe before the show, I'll take you to J.J. Braddock Park.
No way.
Yeah, the fucking, we'll go to the park, we'll eat. Over there, they got good fucking food
Yeah?
over there. Oh.
Yeah, I would love to, dude.
They got a fucking place called Tapas right down the block from there, and an Italian place that's tremendous. Spaghetti with little meatballs. Any way you go, and then if not, we go up to Rudy's. Forget about it.
Everything's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny where I live. There's great food. I mean, fucking. I brought Rogan down there. His head almost blew up. They got everything down there. And it's so weird. Like, you leave there going, I take Leo all the time. He loses his fucking mind.
Who's Leo?
Lee. I take
Lee
Lee. When he comes
Syatt.
down, when he comes down, I take him
brother.
different places.
That little fucking walkie-talkie. I saw him the other night, dude. He was fucking dude.
Walkie-talkie.
That little fucking gumball machine,
That
brother. That
motherfucker
dude,
is
fucking-
killing me, dog.
the fucking Jewish Christmas present. That little
Oh my
fucking.
God. And he's doing comedy. And he's doing great with it.
Yeah, he's been doing it, I think, almost 5 years now.
Yeah. He goes on the road. He fucking.
He's opening up for people. Does he close yet? I know he's opening up for people.
Yeah, he opens up Rogan, a couple. Oh, not Rogan. Josh Wolf.
Yeah,
That's
Josh
what
Wolf.
He opens up for my
Yeah,
friend.
that's when I saw him, Josh Wolf, and Jacob Wolf the other day at a clothing store. But then, me and Lee went up to the mothership one night. Yeah, he was excited, dude. I'll never forget that time. I think it might have been the first time I came on you guys' podcast, and in the beginning, there was something in the headphones. It was like, Lee, I'm hearing like a sound in the headphones. Right? And he's like, I'm trying to fix it. Right? So he's over there fucking. I think he was like looking on his phone trying to figure fucking the whole board is in front of him or whatever. Fast forward 2 hours, dude. I think we did some mushrooms or something. Lee is unconscious or semi-unconscious. I don't want to say he was unconscious, but he wasn't associated with you and me, and we were the only people in the room. So he's over there, and he's like, and I hear this sound in the headphones again, and it's like,
Yeah.
And this time it was him making like a wheezy. He had like some HVAC issues going on or something. That motherfucker.
That was the thing that really killed me. I gotta be honest with you.
Like, if you hit a popcorn bag that's been that's cooked to the max, bro.
Oh yeah. That's what he sounded like.
Yeah, just when that first like kind of.
You
Well,
know-
what killed you? Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. You know what fucking killed me, man? Those 8 years of that podcast with Lee, that was rough. Like, I didn't know how rough it was till I stopped doing it.
Like, what do you mean keeping up every week by having a party every week? You mean?
We were fucking what party? It was a nonstop party.
Yeah. Oh, y'all were Neil Armstrong and that other guy who fights people.
We were fucking
Buzz Aldrin.
We were doing 2,000 milligrams, mushrooms, Vicodins, whatever people dropped in that office. Fucking what's the therapy people do?
Oh, ketamine therapy?
Ketamine.
Oh, yeah.
We were doing ketamine in there.
Y'all put Owen Benjamin into the woods. Dude. You guys fucking put that dude in a blender.
There was a couple people that wanted to blend, including myself.
Dude, yeah.
Fuck, I put myself in a blend. I was mixed goods for fucking a year after that. When I got home, when I moved to
Brackish
Jersey,
water.
when I moved to Jersey, I moved to August, right? August 19th. And we stayed in the corporate housing till my house was ready.
Oh, you were building a house?
No, the house wasn't, we couldn't move in till September 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
So we had 2 weeks in corporate housing. Those 2 weeks were like, I was just driving my wife crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was eating 3,000 milligrams a day. I was bored. I was lonely. It was the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
I was eating Xanax to fucking help me go to sleep. I was eating Xanax on the road. And I'll never forget, I went back there. And I got so high one night, I melted the tea kettle. Because I used to make Michael Jackson tea at night. Like, I'd make like edible tea and put 2,000 milligrams in there. And
That's
fucking
sleepy
Xanax
time, yeah.
And mix it up, and it'd be Michael Jackson tea.
Put some Sesame Street on, start jerking off. Yeah, I feel ya. The fucking
And one night I made that shit, and I was like, I'm not high enough.
God, I can't believe you even said that to yourself.
Like, it was like the first month in Jersey was
Yeah.
a fucking, like, I wasn't high enough. So I went to make another batch of tea, and I passed out. And when I got up, like 2 hours later, the fucking steam thing, it ran out of water and it just fucking collapsed into a little metal thing. My wife's like, we got to throw that away. And then
It's just like Lee Syatt. It's just like,
and then I had like fucking, I fell asleep at a restaurant. I was taking hash pills, and we were at a restaurant.
what do you mean ash pills? Like from a fire?
Hash.
Hash.
Hash pills.
Hash pills, yeah.
And I
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it was nonstop.
What are you fucking on, dude?
We were fucking, smoke. I mean, listen, I was going to the weed store every other day.
Wow.
And every other day I'd buy a half ounce. Every other day.
Why'd you have to get so high, you think?
Just, it was part of the thing. I didn't know. To top it off, I was drinking 8 to 10 espressos a day, Cuban coffees.
Bro, what the fuck?
Dog.
What direction you want to go, son?
Dog, it was edibles, sleep. Edible, it was stand up, sleep, edibles. It was just too much.
Wow. And did you know what you wanted to do at that point, or were you thinking, like, I don't know what I want to do? Because I remember there was a point right when the pandemic happened, right? After like 30, 40 days and not being having to do comedy. First, I'm like, I'll take a little break. It's great.
It's great.
But then I'm like, I haven't taken a break in my whole
life.
I never made a choice what I wanted to do. I made a choice 20 years ago. And now I'm just still doing that choice. I don't even know what I want to be doing. So there was a time where I was like, I don't even know what's going on, you know? I remember that. And then, yeah, for a little bit, I didn't know. Thankfully, I kept podcasting, but...
Yeah, during the pandemic, that's what saved me, was we kept podcasting.
Yeah.
Fuck it, getting fucked up in there at night. I mean, listen, the podcast started at 7, and we would get there at 6, talk shit, me and Lee, start doing edibles, and then you would come at 7.
Kick that mule, baby.
And we'd do another hour of chit-chat, bongs, edibles, and then a 2-hour podcast, and then after the podcast ended, we'd hang out for another hour. I wasn't getting home till 2 in the morning. Podcast started at 7 o'clock at night.
The church, baby.
How the fuck can a podcast be, you're there 7 hours for a 2-hour fucking podcast? 2 nights a week, and it was constant, you know.
Yeah, I left out of there. They got that set on YouTube somewhere. Where I was on mushrooms. I left out of there. Yeah.
We were nonstop. It was like fun. The THC scene was growing.
I felt like a damn taquito when I left out of there, bro. That was fucking cool.
Yeah, the fucking weed scene was growing with us.
Oh, yeah.
Weed companies were sticking their hands out. Edible companies.
It was fun.
Would give me fucking edibles. Then Comedy Chaos.
Who got the most fucked up over the time? Give me the 5 people that probably, when they showed up at the church, they definitely got the holiest of water, bro. Who got doused the most up there?
I saw a lot of people go through changes.
Yeah.
Right in fucking front of me, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you
dude.
could see their eyes, and I'm like,
From spring to fall, a damn solstice right in front of you.
Sarah Tiana.
Yeah.
And I love her to death. That was
she's
not
great.
good. That made me feel really bad, because she's the fucking salt of the earth. I love that girl.
She's so sweet, so funny.
Then
she has
there was
a
a lot
show
of
now,
there was a
too.
lot of shit that people didn't see.
Yeah.
Like one of the best episodes we did was Stephen Bauer the first time. You know who Stephen Bauer was? The guy from Scarface.
No, did he pass away?
No. He played Manolo. He played Manny.
Oh,
Remember, he was at the
yeah.
store too. He was going to the store at the end. He came in one time with cargo shorts. Now you got to remember, it was like here. The cameras are facing me. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's the time. He came in with cargo shorts. The camera would face him,
Mm-hmm.
and every once in a while he'd go off camera and take a liquor bottle out of his sock.
Mm-hmm.
First they were in his sock. I mean, this is classic shit. He would take them out of his sock first and drink them, and then put them upside down over here. Yeah. Then there were 6 empty ones.
Wow.
Then he started going in his cargo pants, and he would take another bottle out and drink it. We counted like 9 fucking bottles, plus the beer he was drinking.
Oh, yeah.
Plus God knows what else. People doing that. A guy came on one day. I forget what the fucking guy's name is. I haven't spoken to him in like 3 years. He disappeared.
Was it a Japanese guy?
No, he's a Italian guy. I forget what his fucking name was. He would come on there and bring bags of pills. I'm not talking about like a prescription bottle. Like he'd come in with like, oh, I got these. And then when you take these, this is the way he carried the bag.
Oh, if you
When
carry
you
it.
took one of these, you did one of these. And then if this don't do it, this don't do it. And he'd give us pills by the hand. I didn't know what they were. We should just call them happy pills. Yeah. When you're just eating pills and you don't know what the fuck they are. And I remember I did his podcast once on a Sunday. And when I got there, they had bags of fucking pills at the studio.
Wow.
And one day I go, you know what? Give me one of those fucking pills. This is the
Yeah,
Lord's Day. I got
motherfucker.
nothing going on. I was high from 1 o'clock in the afternoon till fucking the next day. I don't know what type of pill I took. I don't know what he was giving out that day. I mean, I was fucked up.
Did it have like a leopard pattern on it?
I have no fucking idea. I didn't see no leopards. I didn't see nothing.
Because I took some shit. Yeah, one time this gay, I don't want to say the dude was gay, but everybody knew he was gay, and he knew he was gay. But he gave me a couple somas to drive him somewhere, right? Dude, he's like, this is the worst idea ever, bro. And R.I.P., bro, my boy Billy Conforto. But he gave me a couple somas to drive him somewhere. He's like, Theo, bro, because he looked like Don Flamenco. Remember Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? This guy was the first homosexual that everybody knew in our area, and he also was a prize. He was a fighter too. He grew up boxing, right? And then, so he would get the one with the rose in his mouth. That looks more like him. There you go. That's Billy right there, bro. Okay, so he goes, Theo, bro, I'll give you a couple somas. You drive me across the lake, bro. I was like, all right. I've never taken somas in my life, dude. So I took 2 of them bitches, dude. He went into the service station to get a prepaid phone card or something because he had some domestic issues. But so he comes back out, bro, and it only been about 12 minutes at taking them bitches. We start driving, dude. I took a right turn, and place didn't even exist, bro. Fucking road didn't even exist, bro. Right into the ditch, dude.
Oh my God,
bro. He fucking takes my body, moves me over to the passenger seat. The cops came. He went to jail for like 4 months, dude.
So he switched with you.
Oh, fucking G, bro. Bless his heart. Because he knew he put me in that situation. I was a child. He was like an adult, bro. But it was, I was just trying to, but who gives their driver fucking 2 somas, you know? So just poor pill management, really. But
poor pill management. Yeah, it is.
But damn, that was something, dude. God. Oh, when I think of some of the times, dude.
It scares you.
Yeah, when I think of the times that I drove fucked up, Joey. When I would put both of my feet on the pedals, right? Because I was too nervous to let one of my feet make all the decisions, right? So I was like, I ain't trusting this one of my feet. I'm going to have both feet down there in case something pops off, right? So I had one on each pedal, but even then, it's like playing it's a little bit of driver's ed kind of vibes. And I would be like in a crosswalk and I would be high and somebody would be walking through and I'd be like, do not fucking hit the gas, bro. Just hoping my feet didn't do their own shit and start a new adventure for themselves. It just got me just being so fucked up that you didn't know if you were going to be able to rely on yourself, That shit was tough,
That's
dude.
one thing about me I never fucking did. As crazy as I am, I could do anything. Like if you say to me, Joey, can we do this? Let's go. I'm not scared of cops, When I was running, okay? When you're running, you're running. There's one thing I hate doing. Drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Or partying and driving. Listen, I could smoke a joint and drive better than most people. The other shit, I cannot drink and drive. It won't let me. My body shuts down. Because I know I could talk to a cop, but if I'm drinking, I can't talk to him because he's got me. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm not going to fucking try to tell him I had one drink. That's why I won't even have one drink when I go out. The fear of a cop pulling me over and asking me, were you drinking?
Yeah.
And then I got to go, yeah. And then he gets me out of the car, and then I got to do the fucking 10 steps. So before I go through all that shit, and we didn't have Ubers. I didn't have an Uber. Now, fucking great to get high. Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want now.
Yeah, people don't understand what that was like, not having an Uber.
Shit.
You had to get high. Say if you wanted to leave a place, you had to fucking walk off.
Walk or fucking run or fucking go through the weeds or some shit. My thing was, I'm still very grateful that in all those years, nothing happened bad on the road. And, bro, I was in situations where, a lot of shit could have happened drug-wise. One time in Beaumont, when I think of nights that I could have died, it's Beaumont. Beaumont for reals. I fucking OD'd on Valium.
Really? You can OD on the Sunset there. It's a beautiful area.
I couldn't talk for 3 days. I had to go to a hotel room. My face was dragging. It's like I had palsy face.
Yeah.
Couldn't go home. Couldn't get on a plane. I blew my whole check in a hotel in Houston, fucking coming down, hiding from people.
Drinking Gatorades, bro.
Yeah. It's so many things could have happened.
Yeah.
All those weeks in Miami doing drugs, Houston. Houston was fucking, you came to Houston to lose your mind and do comedy. That was part of it.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. That's right. If you love firing on sports, baby, Prize Picks is the best daily fantasy sports app for you. What I like about Prize Picks is that instead of choosing teams, you choose individual players. Each player has a set projection, and you choose more or less than that set projection. So, for example, if you think Luka Doncic is going to have more than 17 points, you would choose that. While if you think that Jason Tatum is going to have less than 20 points, you would choose that. If you're smart with sports and know what players are going to excel on what nights, Prize Picks is the best app for you, hands down. Download the app now and use code Theo. Prize Picks will match your deposit up to $100. Skies out, thighs out, baby. Summer is right around the corner, and our friends over at Chubby's are bringing the good vibrations. Chubby's, I like them. I had on one of their shirts the other day in Miami, man. Beautiful, comfortable. Chubby's is a lifestyle apparel brand that makes every moment feel like a vacation. That's what Chubby's does. It's like, hey, look at that guy. He's just a walking mimosa right there. He likes to have a fun time. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners 20% off your order with our exclusive code. Use code Theo at chubbysshorts.com. You can experience unmatched comfort and style with the Chubby's iconic original stretch shorts. I just got a pair. I'm looking ready to put my dang butt in them. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our viewers 20% off your order with our code Theo at chubbysshorts.com. That's code THEO at chubbysshorts.com. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubby's.
That's a fucking... I had a friend. No, well, he wasn't a friend. When I was like 24, there was an old guy that hung out at one of the bars.
Oh, yeah.
And he would just drink and then throw punches in the air. And say, you're talking to me. And he would throw punches, you know. You know the whole fucking thing.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I'm doing coke in this bar, and every day he talked to himself, and, yeah, I'll fucking kick your ass. And he'd throw jabs. Huh? And one day I asked the bartender, what's up with this fucking guy? He goes, you don't know Johnny Reed? I go, nah. You know, it was 1984. I'm a kid. I don't know Johnny Reed. He goes, I go, is he crazy? He goes, you didn't know what he did? I go, no. He goes, he tried to kill himself, jumped out of a building and landed in the garbage dumpster. Oh. And he just bopped his head. So now he's fucked up. He would get a check from the government on the 1st, and he would just give it to the bartender and say, tell me when it's over. By the 18th, he'd be broke, and he'd be in there fucking arguing with the bartender. I locked him in the bathroom one day. Dog, I locked him in the bathroom at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because in Jersey, the bathroom's locked from the outside. Mm-hmm. He was driving us crazy, talking about boxing. 1964, I took him to the body, and we're like, Johnny, knock it off. He went into the bathroom. I can't take Johnny no more. We locked him. We left. We leave.
Oh, you gotta.
I came back at 9. I go to the bathroom. He's still in the bathroom locked. He came in, he's like, woo. That's the noise he made when I opened the door. He goes, woo. This guy used to fucking, like, we give him, then towards the end, I would go, Johnny, you ever do coke? I'd give him a line of coke, and that would put his embolism, whatever craziness he had, he'd go even worse. Oh. And I still remember giving him a line of coke like at 2 in the morning, like a bump. Yeah. And then being in the car at 5, going to the city to get coke, and seeing him walking over the George Washington Bridge, throwing fucking lefts. And I'm like, oh my God, we can't give that motherfucker lines no more. And then I cracked him one day. I just showed him my dick. Yeah. I put it on the stool next to him.
Oh, yeah.
And he was right on the stool, and he's like, and I go, Johnny. He goes, what? And I go, look at this. And he goes, wow. And he just fucking, he just watched the basketball game. He goes, wow. And he just, I'm like fucking dying. Only Johnny could do this. I've been asking about him. What happened to him? He's got to be dead by now. He was 50, 60 when that shit in the 80s.
Dude, we had this dude, Mr. Dennis, and everybody just called him Danny, right? This guy in our neighborhood. He kind of like, he was just like an adult, right? But he had this son named Rocky was his son, right? And so Rocky was like, I don't know if something was wrong with him, but something was pretty much wrong with him, right? Like he just wasn't, you couldn't really rely on him. Like if you told him something, it didn't matter because he didn't really know like what was going on a lot of times, right? So you wouldn't share like a lot of information with him. But Rocky had a fucking cock on him, right? So one time we're all outside and Mr. Denny goes, Rocky, show him that cock, right? His own son, dude. And we're all like, what the fuck, dude? And Rocky fucking showed that cock, bro. And everybody was like, damn. Rocky's got that cock on him, bro. And then after that, it would always, like, anytime that Mr. Denny was around, he would be like, Rocky, show him that cock, huh? And Rocky would fucking get his cock out.
Now, Rocky wasn't all there.
No, he wasn't all there, bro.
He was missing a couple bricks. Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely, but he was like, you know, he was healthy enough. Like, he could enjoy Christmas and shit, you know? It wasn't like he was like, you know, like you got to keep him in the back or whatever. He was definitely like, you know, he was a cool guy. Like, you could play games with him and shit. Like, it wasn't like he was like, he just wasn't real bright and his mouth was always wet, you know? But the dad would be like, Rocky, show him that
Show him
cock."
that dick.
Yeah, show him that cock, Rocky.
Because most of those, like, mentally challenged, like retards, they got big dicks.
Yeah.
And they're horny, too. They'll fuck you to death.
Oh, dude, you'll recalk your living room, dude. Them boys are
Dog,
fucking...
I saw fucking, I was up at in Salem, Oregon one time, Eugene. And it was, whatever, Special Olympian Convention at the hotel. We were doing comedy. Not good. And I was working with a feature act who had huge tits with cleavage. And she was on stage, and one of the kids was walking by. And he saw her tits, and he started making, he started making noises.
Yeah, just doing the Biden.
You think I'm fucking kidding you? I was watching the whole thing go down, and I'm watching this kid. Why is he going crazy? He was looking at her tits. And there was two fucking big black guys, like University of Oregon football players that work in security. There was a point they couldn't contain him.
Yeah.
He was just going, and they had to fucking tackle him. He was pushing the brothers out of the way. I was like, this fucker, because they're strong, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
They're
I think
strong, too, so you got to be careful. They'll hold you down and fuck you to death with that big fucking, put that big fucking Special Olympian dick.
Hey,
You're going to have some problems, dog.
Yeah, you can't let them pet an animal for too long. That's for sure, brother. That shit'll escalate. Dude, what was I seeing? What was that thing in the news I just saw? That they found. Well, now I'm starting to think that more people will have conditions, right? Because they just found like plastics. What was it? You see that thing?
Microplastics have been found in human testicles.
Yeah. Bring that up, dude. I mean, Joey, this is the kind of stuff, brother. You're lucky you have two healthy daughters. You know, this is the kind of stuff, man, that's happening now. In 2024, microplastics are starting to look a lot like cigarettes did in the early 1960s, a poorly understood health hazard in dire need of better study and regulation. The latest bad news on microplastics in human health emerged last week when a study from researchers at the University of New Mexico examined 47 canine and 23 human testes, nuts or body nuts, taken from neutering operations and cadavers, respectively. All of those testicles had microplastics inside of them. So it's just like, what is that causing, bro? If you got what kind of effects can happen? Does it say they've already been found in our bloodstream and in other human organs such as the liver, the heart, and the lungs? You start to wonder what happens when that gets into your brain. Does that make more if a kid's got plastic in his head or whatever?
Listen, bro, there's so many things going on right now. You know, there's so many fucking things. You know, look at this. The pandemic opened up, you know, with the fucking shots and the mental health. It just opened up a variety of everything. Everybody's speeding up for some reason. I got a fucking hernia.
Oh.
I lost weight, and all of a sudden I had this bump. I got a fucking hernia. You know, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows what they're putting in food anymore? You know, you don't know what you're really eating. You know, fucking vegetables, fruit tastes like shit sometimes. It tastes good others.
It doesn't even taste like fruit sometimes.
No, guys, it's a different fucking world. And, you know, try to make a doctor's appointment now.
Possible.
It's try to make a heart appointment. They'll tell you, like, if you call today, they'll go, yeah, fucking July 8th.
Yeah.
Because that fucking, the fucking needle fucked everybody's heart up, you know? There's a ton of shit going on. God knows. They're not telling you. They don't tell you shit, man.
Has it always been like that, or do you think it's happening more than ever? Or do you feel like it's always been like that in life?
I think it's always been like that, but we have the internet now. And 20,000 media outlets.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
We have so much information. Listen, this metal, this fucking heart, the disease. I think the biggest thing I'm looking at is I've never seen mental health like this. I know people. I grew up with people. And I talk to them now, and they're not the same fucking person.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the same person. I know the pandemic or whatever, the 30 years of comedy, getting hit in the head. Who the fuck knows? But right now, man, you have. Did you see like the last 10 years, the rise, and everybody's a politician now? Anywhere you go, people want to talk to you about politics. I never seen like men don't even want to talk about pussy no more. But what do you think? It's too much information, and that pandemic fucked us up because what were you doing? Listening to music or watching TV, waiting for the next fucking hand job. After the pandemic, I never watched world news ever again.
Yeah.
I'm an American. I want to watch it at 6:30. I was raised on them. I don't watch anymore because they're just scaring white people.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. They're giving you selective news. I don't believe anything no more. I just live my life, and I fucking try my best to decipher what's getting thrown at you all day.
Yeah.
But the mental health, I think right now, and this is what it's got to be. It's the internet. It's the fucking, everybody's a celebrity now. We're living in a world where everybody's a fucking celebrity now. You go to a fucking movie theater now, they got poster boards for you to take pictures of. Everybody's a fucking celebrity. I've never seen a world like this. I got at restaurants by my house on Thursday nights. You can't pull up.
Yeah.
Can't pull up. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, to go to a fucking restaurant. Everybody's a fucking celebrity. The other half, we're fighting for our fucking lives. And then they keep putting this shit at you. Every day, you put the news on in the afternoon or whatever. The Trump hush deal, this, that. It's constant. It's always in your face. And if you get sucked in by it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've seen the people. We're getting thrown so much information at us anymore. It's so much. Somewhere along the line, you got to crack.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too much, man. I just miss like a simpler time too, man. God, remember how much fun it was, dude?
This is simple. Nobody had a phone. You went out. Nobody get a hold of you.
We used to go, bro. I remember we'd go to Howard Johnson's, bro. Remember Howard Johnson?
Fuck yeah.
Bring up a fucking Howard Johnson.
They had that saltwater taffy.
Show him that cock, Rocky.
Oh, show him that cock, Rocky. There's still, I think there's still a Howard Johnson's by me on Route 3.
I hope there is, dude. Howard Johnson's. My mom, when I was like 5, we would go, she would drop us off there to meet my grandparents or whatever. And we didn't know and they would have, they used to have, and we'd have like a nice meal there. It'd be nice, bro. They had the bathrooms that had the little, you ever go to a bathroom, but it has a little room before you get in the bathroom. It's like you open the door and then you're just in like a little bitty room and then there's another door and that's the bathroom. It's like the room's like 3 feet by 3 feet. You know what I'm saying? You open that.
Yeah,
they had that shit too. We never even seen that. Like a little.
How many Howard Johnsons are possibly left?
I don't know. Dude, Shoney's Inn, bro. I remember for $11 you could stay at the place, right? For $15 you could stay and eat, right? So it was that $4 upcharge. You got that buffet. Shoney's had an inn, and we would go, bro. And they also had this like premier buffet for like $2 more. You could go. They had like this kind of roped off area of the buffet, and down there they had fucking salmon or whatever, special pickles, salmon. Honeydew melon. Like you'd never seen fucking gay watermelon. You know what I'm saying? They had all the special shit down there, like black pudding or whatever. They had all the shit down there. The Reeboks were on sale. They had like this special area of the buffet, but it was like roped off unless you got the premier edition or whatever. But dude, we would go there, bro. It was so nice, dude.
When you're a kid, all that shit's nice until you get old and you're like, why am I eating this shit? I'm going to fucking die. Look at the people around me. Look what they look like. And here I am with them about to die. And that's anywhere. Any of those chains, that fucking Country Crock.
Oh, yeah,
what's that one?
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. You'll die. You'll fucking die in one of those places. There's like 10 of those fucking joints that you're eating there and you're like, you know what? What's the place that they have the chocolate fountain?
Oh,
they have one in Burbank.
Memphis? No.
No. There's like an all-you-can-eat buffet in Burbank.
Oh,
it's
damn.
like a chain. It's a chain, and they advertise.
Oh, you're talking about Shakey's Pizza?
No, not that either. We used to do comedy in Shakey's Pizza in Seattle.
Did you?
One night they had like a Wednesday night.
My buddy got leprosy at one of those places.
He fucked you get leprosy.
Oh, this guy would get everything, bro. He's a real susceptible fella.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. That's a fucking place right there.
Oh, you'll die.
Oh, there's a lot
And I see people eating fish at those places. You just want to go over to them and go, listen, here's a good mortician. So when they lay out your body, they can take that salmon out. Salmon, shrimp. And I don't think there's no buffets anymore.
No.
Right? Since the pandemic?
I mean, I think, people are still doing them, but it's definitely more of a risque type of thing. It's kind of like the OnlyFans of like the dinner community. I feel like if you see a buffet, it almost feels like it's prohibition or something. Like you should, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a fucking speakeasy, you know?
When
like
you go to those places and you look around and you're like I went to fucking, where did I go? I went to Kentucky, Paducah. Yeah. My brother-in-law lives in Paducah. I love my in-laws. It's my niece's birthday today. I love her. But I can't go to Paducah because they take me to this restaurant and they put cheddar cheese on everything. They put it on oatmeal, on cereal. I mean, whatever you order, they put a handful of that communist cheddar cheese. It's worse than the one the government sends you. And I'm eating the one night with my wife because my wife brought it home to me the one night. She's like, we're going to go over here and eat. You could stay there, and I'll just bring you a thing. And I ate it, and it wasn't bad. It was like a steak, just a couple pieces of meat. It wasn't bad. The next night I went, I'm like, yeah, that place, I'm excited. Let's go. And we went there, and I'm looking at these people, and everybody's ankles were swollen. They all had a diabetic foot.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. It's like going to a Yankee game. I went to a Yankee game 2 years ago. I was sitting next to a lady. Her foot was purple. And what this bitch do, she put like a blue tattoo on it to throw the color off of the diabetic foot. I'm like, when does it end?
Fucking Don Fattingly, dude.
And she's sitting there eating beer, drinking beer, eating hot
if you're
dogs.
eating beer, I seen a woman over there eating beer with a spoon. You know them bitches are going downhill.
It was a fucking nightmare. When I see a diabetic foot at a restaurant, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Or a fat ankle like that. When I looked around this restaurant, Paducah, everybody's ankles were swollen. I'm like, dog, I'm done. I'm on the plane tomorrow. You gotta go.
Yeah, you get to some. It is true. I think it's important. You got to look around and see who's in the joint.
Who's
you're
in this fucking joint?
Right.
Look at these people. They're gonna die.
Because sometimes it is. It's just It's like people that are almost just like cattle that don't want to. That can't even breathe that good or read. You'll see people like on oxygen. You know, sneaking in a fucking. When you go in there, sneaking in a little hit of pie or something
while they're eating or smoking a cigarette. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck, man. And it's like, I get nervous in those places. Like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of bad food out there. And I think it's gotten more to the place now. You have to take care of yourself because the government or whatever we thought, the FDA, that shit's all been compromised, bro.
That's You show up with an envelope and they'll approve anything.
Those motherfuckers,
they don't give a fuck anymore.
Bro, you could have damn menthol bread pudding, bro. Those motherfuckers will approve it,
it's like going on Instagram. They sell every get well cure on Instagram. Like, who would buy... and it's constant. Look at your Instagram. It's like bodybuilding, recuperation, testosterone. Yeah, I'm going to buy testosterone online from some fucking guy I don't know. It is crazy.
Eyebrow loss. They have eyebrow. Like, what are you even doing?
No, man.
Poor vision. Missing grandparents. You're like, who gives a fuck? It's like
missing grandparents.
For $40 a month. You're like, what even am I paying for? It's just some of this shit. Yeah, it's like everything is for sale. It doesn't matter.
Everything. You sit there and you go, all these products. I like when somebody goes on Rogan and they talk about a product, and then you go on Instagram 2 weeks later and they're talking on Rogan about the product and they're selling it just because Rogan was in it. And it's like, guys, when does it end?
Like using the clips, you mean?
Yeah, like using the clips. Like it's just so...
It's dirty.
Yeah, it's just changed a lot, man.
We've just gotten to where everything is a advertisement.
Yeah.
Everything is for sale. I mean, if you look at it, even with like a lot of young men aren't having sex anymore. A lot of women are selling their bodies on OnlyFans. It's like there's nobody holding anything real. It used to be you had to go at least tickle somebody to get some pussy. It was
go
like
to a bar, talk to them, take them out to dinner,
at least lie to them,
work the angle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always an angle. I don't know. I'm still recovering from my own boyfriend. Well, let's do some coke and talk about it. There's always fucking something.
But it's just different now.
We've forgotten. Listen, man, we've forgotten a lot of things.
Yeah.
Things are getting right away from us. You know, I was really opposed to texting for years.
I remember that. That's why I even called you yesterday. The
Really
other day.
opposed to it. Now I'll do it. But I didn't like it because it takes away our connection, man. I want to hear your voice. You can tell me whatever you want on the text. Theo, how you doing? I'm doing great. I picked up an envelope. Theo, how you doing, man? So that's why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like it, because what they're doing is creating a society that separates us even more. You know what? I can't see Theo now, so we'll just Zoom once a week. What's Zoom? Get in a fucking plane and come see me.
Yeah.
We're doing everything we can to separate. And I always hated that. I understood the pandemic. I got it. But we need each other. It's like, I'm going to tell you something interesting. Pandemic started. I was fucked up. I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to believe this. I started doing better. Going in. And once I was there a year, August 19th of 2021, I was a little better. I was still withdrawing from the Xanax. I was having some issues, but I did something that before I did the knee operation, because I went back and my knee went to shit as soon as I landed, like 3 weeks later, because I was going to cryo every day in California. But once I landed here in the pandemic, there was no more fucking cryo.
Oh, there's no cry. Yeah,
There was nothing.
Yeah.
So my knee went to shit. I got surgery. I went, and one day I was going for a ride, and I saw a jiu-jitsu school, a Gracie jiu-jitsu school by my house. And I went in there, and I was scared shit. It's December. COVID's been around not even a year, you know, but
Yeah.
people are still like not touching each other and shit. And they're like, nah, we're doing great here. We only had to close one time. But when I left there, I had a doctor's appointment like a week later, and then he told me I had to have knee surgery. So I didn't go back to that school. I never went back to talk to him. And then one day I get a call, and it's the guy, the brown belt at the school. His name is Sean. He's like, I just want to check in with you. I go, dog, after I saw you, I got knee surgery, so it'll be a while. This guy kept calling me and not selling. He wasn't selling. He was just being a nice kid going, if you want to come in and move a little bit, it'd just be me and you, man. Nobody will bother you.
Right.
We'll work on stuff. And I was like, I don't know. Fucking jiu-jitsu. I went to jiu-jitsu the same day that the Soprano movie premiered. It was September 21st of 2021. And I remember I walked in there. I had to cancel the first two. Like, I canceled 2 classes.
Yeah.
Finally, I go next Wednesday. Now it's Wednesday. And I'll never forget going in there, and we did some shit. And then he goes, just roll with me for a minute. And I remember leaving there and going, I feel a lot better.
Wow.
Just human touch with
Contact.
somebody else. I'm not gay or nothing, but just that touch of him fucking submitting me and grabbing me. And I was like, I feel. And then I went to the premiere that night, and I was fucking COVID conscious. I'm like, I'm going to sit at the Beacon with 2,000 fucking people to see this movie. We're going to get COVID.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that. When I got out, the driver dropped me on the corner of the Beacon, and I was in a corner with 500 people. And they were all like touching me and shit. And I remember walking out of that circle going, if I don't get COVID now, I'll never get it. Went to the movie theater, didn't even go to the premiere party.
Yeah.
Just saw the movie with my family and some friends. I didn't even go to the party. But going to that jiu-jitsu class and the classes after that, like I was just going to take privates for like 6 months. I said, fuck this. I'm going into class with these guys.
Yeah.
I need these guys.
Right.
I need these fucking guys. I need to talk to them and touch them and fucking
Be human.
goof around, be human again.
Yeah, isolation is isolation. It feels like it's what you want to do for yourself to make things easier and more comfortable, and that is one of the biggest traps. You know, I notice it for myself a lot of times. It's like I'll even the other day I had some friends that went out on the boat here on Lake Austin. Right, first I was like, I'd rather just chill, work on my comedy. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in town. I'm in Austin specifically to work on get up on stage and stuff, and so. But then I was like, you know, I should go because I always choose let me stay and work on something. Let me stay and be by myself. I always choose that. And then I find myself, well, then you're always by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You get stuck with by yourself thoughts, by yourself bullshit. You know, when you're with somebody, you get they don't fucking run off. You're like, oh, I'm all right. I'm all right to be around. I'm not a complete weirdo, you know? And so that kind of stuff is huge, man. And being in those classes, it just like, and you make friends, you start to realize people got your back. You're not fucking alone. There's nothing is as helpful, I don't think, as going to those jiu-jitsu classes. I don't go into them as much as I wish I did because I kept getting hurt, bro. And I couldn't do anything. I had to work. I'm fucking wheezing. I got my shit all wrapped up. I got a fucking bunch of lemons fucking duct taped to my rib cage and reading shit online, eating oleander or whatever on the fucking internet and apple seeds. But yeah, just that camaraderie, bro. I remember one time we'd been in there rolling for the day, and I just started bawling, crying, bro. Like just shit that was stuck in my body or whatever. It just fucking like released,
It's crazy. People don't understand. And now, it's what keeps me together. I go every Monday and Thursday, and it keeps me together.
Oh.
You have to show up with $1 million envelope for me not to go.
Yeah.
Like I made that decision 6 months. Like I've been going steady, but I got hurt. I hurt myself in December. And after that hurt my ankle, I go, you know what? I'm doing this a different way. I'm going in there. It's a plan. 2 days, I lift, I go to jiu-jitsu. I lift, I go to jiu-jitsu, I ride the bike, and I'm done for the fucking week.
Yeah.
It's what I do. Like, I don't give a fuck what you got going on. I'm really sorry, Theo. I got to go to jiu-jitsu because if you don't go on Monday, then you're behind a week. Then you're not going to go on Tuesday. Tuesday, you're going to get an audition. Then Wednesday, your kid's sick. This is just, you wake up, she's sick, my wife's got to do shit, I got to cover. And that's why I always go Monday. So you always get at least that one in.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to take Thursday from me, something else will happen. But that's helped me a lot because it gives you a different set of friends. And it gives you a set of friends that have, they're all trying to get healthy. One guy's recovering from his shoulder. One guy's trying to lose weight. I'm just an old fuck. I go in there I go in there, I burn 500 calories.
Oh, yeah.
But these are the things I'm doing now I even enjoyed jiu-jitsu when I was doing comedy full time because it got you away from the agents and the managers and everybody talking about the same shit all the time.
Yeah, and secret gay dudes, too, out there in Hollywood, bro. Oh, Jesus Christ. I remember the first time some guy, I just got into town, I don't know what was going on, and some guy tried to kiss me outside of a park or whatever, and then I remember another time a dude, an agent or whatever, gave me a ride to some place, introduced me to like Cuba Gooding Jr. or whatever, and then tried to feel on my leg or whatever when he was giving me a ride home, dude. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Dude, I was like, if I wasn't a little brave, I would have been gay, bro.
That's...
Rocky got that cock on him. You feel me, bro? That's the fucking
Rock,
scary.
show him the cock.
Hey,
That's just
dude.
good. You should just fly Rocky out here.
Yeah.
Take him to L.A. with you. Whenever one of those guys wants to hit on you, Rock, show him the cock.
Rocky.
Boom. There you go. You want that
Boom,
roll?
son.
Here. I got a cock for you. Suck this stick of love over here.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. That's right. Let's talk about sex, fellas, okay? Remember the days when you were ready to go, buddy? Oh, boy, look at this. Now you can increase your performance and get extra confidence in bed. Listen up, BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but in chewable tablets. And at a fraction of the cost, baby, you can get going, boy. Get you one, snack it down, you're ready. Does it work? Yup, that's it. You don't think you need it? Maybe you don't, but you can try it for a month and see if you want. I love it. They're always saying first impressions are important. Rock that blue cheesy, baby. You feel me? Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Theo at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Theo to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. If you're selling something online, it can get very tedious. You can get caught up in the minutia of figuring out, how much product do I need to hold and the addresses that I need to send it to and how do I get the mailing labels, and it can be unending. You can spend more time figuring out how to do your business than actually doing your business. ShipStation makes it easier. They're the multi-carrier shipping solution that integrates wherever you sell online and streamlines your workflow so your business can grow. That's right. They have an easy-to-use dashboard that makes managing orders, smooth label printing, reporting, and customer service easy. You can scale your business and reduce warehouse costs with ShipStation's reliable enterprise solutions. And you can save on thousands of shipping costs. That's what I've enjoyed the most, with discounts up to 89% on UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates. Work less and ship more with ShipStation, the innovative tool that helps turn your shipping challenges into opportunities for growth. Go to ShipStation.com and use code Theo to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code Theo. I'm going to tell you flat out that using the internet without ExpressVPN is like going into a public bathroom and just leaving the door wide open. Well, ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet, so your online activity can't be seen by anyone. It works on phones, laptops, even routers, so everyone who shares your Wi-Fi can be protected. I've certainly looked at stuff online that I'd like to keep between me and myself. Secure your online activity by visiting expressvpn.com/THEO today. That's expressvpn.com/THEO. expressvpn.com/Theo to get an extra 3 months for free. Yeah, bro. Dude, in Rocky, they grew up like downwind from like one of those pesticide factories or something, or, you know, the place that would have the spray rig, you know? Dude, remember when the spray rig would come through your neighborhood, dude? We would fucking get on our bikes, bro, and ride, because in Louisiana, they sprayed that bitch fucking twice a week, dude. The whole fucking, everybody's stepmother looked like a mosquito in that bitch, dude. But we would get on our bikes and just ride behind that gas, just pure gas coming out that bitch, dude. But Rocky and then Mr. Denny, they live downwind from one of those fucking.
That's what probably made his dick big.
Fucking damn.
People gonna all move from those places now and go, man,
bro, Rocky
made Rocky's dick big.
Oh, Rocky ain't been fucking stung by a bee since 2011, bro. I'll tell you that, dude.
Fucking crazy.
God. I guess the best thing is remembering stuff from growing up. That's something that that's my favorite thing, is just remembering stuff from growing up. Yeah, thinking about the past. I love it. You know, that's where most of like the most entertaining stuff is for me. But growing up now it feels like kind of weird. I think for a lot of times I didn't want to grow up because I still wanted to just be a part. I feel like if I grow up too much, then I lose all the fun. Does that ever make any sense to you?
You know, man, it's so weird how you look at your life and you go, what the fuck? I haven't had fun, since I left New Jersey when I was 20. Like that old-fashioned fun that I liked, I enjoyed, you know, just getting fucked up and laughing with your friends.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the floor and going down the shore and all that shit. And then it's like I've been chasing it for the last 40 years. What happened those summers when I was growing up? You're just chasing it. You know, it's funny. I look at, like, I was seeing something about a while ago about a club. They were talking about this club and VIP and all this. And I looked at it and I'm like, all this is people chasing Studio 54.
Yeah.
That's all this is. They've been chasing Studio 54 since the 80s. You know, us guys like you and I, our childhoods were fucking really special. They were comical. When we think of our childhood, we had no other option than to become a comic because all the tools were put in front of us. The stories, the situations, other storytellers that taught us how to tell a story. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I think now, like, I was always going to be a comic. I just didn't know that. Everything all goes into one circle. Everything that you lived. I remember somebody told me one time that when you do a movie, okay, like, you know, I did a bunch of movies early on, and nobody talked to me. Nobody said, hey, I saw you in that movie. He goes, you got to give a movie culture. That you have to give a movie years. And all of a sudden, I saw what he meant. Because one day, when the podcast and everything else started lifting us, people started connecting those movies. Do you follow me? At first, you can't connect them. But after you hit a little bit and people start following you and stuff, your movies will connect. You know, like it's the weirdest thing. I don't even know if I'm explaining it.
I don't
right.
know. I'm not understanding you 100%.
Yeah, he had a concept that said, like, people do a movie. Like, you do a movie with, like, who's the hottest star today? I don't know.
Probably.
Gigi Hadid or something. I don't even know these fucking people.
Yeah, probably Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, all right. You do a movie with Bradley Cooper. And the movie comes out. Bradley Cooper wins an Academy Award for it. It's a great movie. You don't think that you're getting as much as you should have. You ever see somebody do a movie and fucking they blow up?
Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish did a movie. She's been working hard for 30 years, did one movie, blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay? I did 20 movies. Nobody ever fucking talked to me at all. They didn't talk to me till I fucking told the story about mugging a hooker and lighting her wig on fire. That changed my career. That was it. Now people start, you do a Disney show, nobody wants to see it.
Yeah.
You know, you do nothing. But my point is that, let's say you did a movie with Bradley Cooper and you call me a year from now and go, what the fuck? All these motherfuckers blew up around me. I got one commercial or something out of it.
Right.
You know? But in 3 years, as you keep growing, your career keeps growing, more people will start going, let me watch that movie because Theo's in it now. I didn't know Theo was in it. Oh, shit, I got to watch that again because now you're somebody to them. And that's how that movie gets big and connected to all the other movies. It's the weirdest fucking thing because nobody would see my shit. You know, like I'm telling you. I mean, I remember going to see, I did The Longest Yard. That's the only movie people would come out and shake my hand, and at the end of the show, they would hide from me. Because they thought I was going to go up there and do Adam Sandler knock-knock jokes.
Yeah.
I'm up there talking about snorting coke and fucking getting my dick sucked and putting a coke rock, and people were like, they would just leave. And now you say one fucking joke about mugging a hooker, and you're selling out fucking comedy clubs.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's going to be, but the culture of it is what I'm talking about, how you might not think nobody saw you, but years from now. It's like you could do 18 movies, and the movie you hate the most is the one that people come up to you and go,
Yeah.
we loved you in that. You're like, God damn it, I did 17 other ones.
Yeah.
I did 17 other movies, and that's the
what
one
you
you
like?
like,
Yeah.
the one I fucking hated. And then you tell them the story. I was coked up till 8 in the morning, and my call time was at 9, and they're like, oh, no wonder you hated the fucking movie.
Yeah, I think, I guess it's like, did you think that when podcasting started, it was going to be what it was? Did you have any real foresight on it? Did you get into it because you were like, oh, I don't know if, like, acting is going to be enough for me? Like, what was kind of your motivation to get into it? I know it's kind of an old question. I just don't know the answer to it.
2009, I moved to the Valley. I moved to Studio City, where we lived, the office, up the corner from the office. At that time, man, I had done movies. I had done TV shows. I recurred on TV shows. I wasn't at the store anymore. And I was just opening for Joe. And I would do spots, you know, I would do my own shit.
Yeah.
And open for Joe. And then I was like, you know what, man? I got a call from the Funny Bone one time. And they're like, we're willing to give you like 6 weeks of work. The number they threw at me was so fucking ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. And a year before this, I had had this conversation with somebody else. That guy's name was Billy Gardell. I saw him in Burbank, and we were just chatting. And he told me that right before he got Molly and whatever that fucking show was, Mike
Molly
and
and
Molly,
Mark or whatever.
he was like, I'm thinking of getting out of this shit. He goes, they just offered me these deals, and it's no money. They want me to work Wednesday through Sunday in those days.
That was hard.
2000, no airfare, no, you know. And I'm like, you know, when that happened to me, I was like, you know what? It's 2009. I got nothing going on. I'm going to go to the Ford store and pee in a bottle and get a job selling cars.
Yeah.
I'll still audition. I'll still audition, and I'll still go out and work for Rogan. But I'm not doing this no more. It's. I've been doing it for 20 years or something, right? At that point.
Wow.
And it's not. I'm not even happy doing it anymore.
That's the biggest thing.
Okay? It was like, I'm good. I could do movies. I keep my insurance. I could always book a movie or a TV show, except lately. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But
We don't even have any more TV shows, really.
no, but I've
don't
been
have as
getting
many.
auditions. I got an audition for me to go fuck yourself, and I didn't get it.
Wow.
When you got one line to curse at Steve Martin and you don't get it, you're not doing well, okay? So
you still audition a pretty good bit.
Huh?
You still audition a decent amount?
if they have something, they'll call me and I'll put it on tape. Or lately they've been doing Zoom ones, which I'm in fucking shock. But I'm not booking anything. It's look at me. It's over.
But you like it, though. It's something that you like, though.
No, I like booking. I don't like working.
I see.
My dick gets hard when I get that call. My dick gets hard when I go in the room and there's other actors in there and they look at you like, what are you doing here? And you're like, really, motherfucker? I'm going to show you what I'm doing here, bitch.
Yeah.
And then they call you. But then when they call you for wardrobe, you're like, come on, guys. What the fuck? We want you to come in for wardrobe and then
Wasting people's
come
time.
back for this and then park and then we're going to do a table read on Tuesday. And you're like, guys,
Quit jerking everybody
that's
off.
not what I want to do.
Wasting people's time and money.
No. So that's my secret. I love booking.
That is a good moment if somebody calls you and says you got something.
You got something. Listening, they made you an offer, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, fuck yeah. Fuck that punk in the audition.
Yeah, fuck
That's
those
it.
motherfuckers.
I remember going to audition one time and the guy told us in the audition, go home.
Yeah.
I already did the job. I already worked with this guy. He's going to give me the job anyway. And then I booked it. I saw him at the store like a week later. Did you ever hear from him? I go, bitch, I booked it. He was pale. Yeah. He was fucking pale. But what I was telling you was, the truth was, I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth. I always had a problem with comedy. I'm not the best comedian, but I'm a good storyteller. And I always knew if I had a chance to tell my story, it would change things. If it didn't, then I'll go away into the hills quietly. You ever watch HBO boxing? Like 15 years ago.
Yeah. With Joe Frazier or whatever.
Nah, like
Roy Jones Jr.
yeah, like anything 20 years ago with boxing, you know, you look at a guy that's a boxer or a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
All right. And you're like, look at this fucking guy. Tattoos, he's talking all this shit, you know. But then they do those things, you know, 20 for 20, like those HBO would do, like, let's talk to Theo at his house, you know. So I know Theo, he's got a hat, he's from Louisiana, he's got Icy Mike, this, that. But now I get to see you with your mother.
Yeah.
I get to see you with your dad. I get to see you with your kids. I get to see that fucking Theo has a farm. I didn't know that. And he gets up in the morning after training 2 hours and he goes to the farm and works 8 hours. And then he picks his kid up from school, cooks for them. Then he goes back to fucking train. Then he goes back over there and puts his kids in showers. Then he fucking, you know, and you're like, I thought this guy was just a fucking sack of shit.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Right.
That I knew if I could tell my story digitally, like detail by detail, I could get somewhere. And I was right. Just go up there. And for 2 months, we were doing what we're doing, what people do. So what do you think about P. Diddy? You know, that's not a podcast.
Right.
You're just fucking an extension of the news. When you get into the nuts and bolts with people, and like I told you, I had nothing going on in my career until I told the story that I mugged a hooker and lit her wig on fire.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I was selling 150 tickets a show, and you're like, I've done fucking all this stuff, and nobody ever wanted to buy a ticket. But I tell the most awkward stories. So what do guys like me and you do? Tell more disgusting stories of your life.
Yeah.
And they ate them up.
Get it out. Well, people can relate to stuff, dude. Especially with hookers, man. I remember doing drugs, and then I would, like, negotiate with hookers online, right? Because I didn't have any money, so I'm sitting there like, I'm not, like, price gouging or whatever they call it, but I'm like, you know, I'm like, how about this? Just stay for maybe 40 minutes or whatever, to, you know, just give me like, you know, $75 off the amount or whatever. And I was always so high. This would happen to me every time, Joey. A woman of the night or whatever, escort would come over. I'd be so high. I'd be scared. I'd hand the money out of the door, open the door a little bit, fucking hand them the money and have them go home, right? 90% of the time, because I was so scared. Like, I don't even know why I would do it, and I would do that 2 or 3 times in a night, right? So one time, dude, I remember one time this Russian lady, she had to go or something, right? And she asked me to watch her dog, right, at her fucking place. I'd went over there, and she asked me to watch her dog, and I couldn't even understand what she was saying. I thought she wanted to do like butt stuff or something, but then she just was trying to get me to watch this fucking dog, dude. So the whole conversation was just ridiculous, bro. Because I kept kind of touching her butt, and she kept kind of pointing at this puppy. I'm just like, what am I doing, dude?
I would be petrified to call a hooker.
Oh, it was so scary.
Petrified. And never mind on coke. Like, I wanted to. Trust me, you're not the only guy that got fucking secret fucking desires. Whenever you do coke and you're by yourself, you're dying to call a freak that's going to take the ride with you. I can never do it. I can never fucking do it. And if I got somebody to come over, if I jerked off before they come over, then I wouldn't even open the door.
Yeah.
I'd keep that little bit of coke for me. Fuck it, you ain't getting none of this. I already cracked a nut. You ain't getting none of this shit
I'm
from
out
me.
of coke, dude.
I'm out of coke. I crash a fucking aspirin and give it to them.
Oh, I remember, yeah. Like, I'd feel so bad once a hooker was coming over one time. I remember putting on like I didn't want to even seem like I did coke or whatever. So I remember putting on like an apron or something to make it seem like I was like cooking around my house, like just being like an organized guy, you know, like what the fuck? What a loser, dude. She's probably like, it's 3:30. This guy's a fucking chef over here.
Oh my God.
I just wanted to look like I was doing something important or whatever, and I didn't have like a, you know, that was the closest thing I had to like a uniform, I guess, or whatever was that. But
I would love to sit with like a fucking, I don't know, one of those psychotherapists that's analyzing people for drugs or something, and just sit there with them for 3 days and tell them the stupid shit that, and it's not even stupid, it's fucking hilarious when you look at it.
yeah.
When you think about it years later, you're like, that was fuck. Like, a couple weeks ago, I came down here. The 420, I came down here for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about, in '86, when the Mets won the series or something, the playoff, I forget what it was. I went to New York to pick up like a couple ounces of coke. I was bringing them back to Colorado. And when I got there, the guy I went to see said to me, your coke is ready to go. You got it. You got a house? You could stay at my house? He goes, I got to leave. I got to go away for 3 days to a wedding in Connecticut or something. But he goes, I forgot you were coming. I hooked you up. You're good to go. We went to eat after the fucking airport, and then he drove me to the house. He goes, the coke's in there. Go in. My sister's there. My mom. They left you the whole fucking house. I get in there. The fucking hot water heater blew up. And the power went out. So you know guys like me and you. I wasn't leaving till Sunday. I called some of my friends, but they were fucking busy, and I stayed in that house from Friday to Sunday, snorting coke with a candle and with my pants rolled up because it was all water. So I'm walking around like Jethro Tull, that album from Jethro Tull, with a mirror, navigating myself through the water in this fucking basement with a candle, snorting coke. The sister's like 16. She's down there snorting coke with me. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna go to jail.
It's a damn underground railroad, brother.
He would call me every hour, like, how's it going over there? I'm like, I'm here with your sister and mom, snorting fucking coke in this fucking, you know. Nobody would believe that. I stayed there till Sunday. And then I get to the airport, Kennedy Airport. It's fucking freezing out. Everybody's got jackets on. There was no tunnels then. You had to walk out and get on the plane. Everybody had jackets on. Dog, I've been doing coke for 3 days. When I walked out there, I had a T-shirt on, and steam was coming out of me. And people looking at me like, what the fuck is he on, right? Like, you can't. That was like a whole afternoon. Then I got on the plane, and I was so coked out. I had the aisle seat. Before the plane took off, they came to me and said, you can't keep getting up and going to the bathroom. I was going every 8 minutes to the bathroom to load up. And then when the plane took off, I actually took the blanket, put it over my head, put the lunch tray down, crushed it up, and I would snort and then pop my head up. And I'm like, nobody knows I'm getting high. But the clinker of that whole fucking day.
Like Punxsutawney Phil, dude.
Dog, it was not. And this was every week.
Eight more weeks of 8
You
ball.
got to remember, this was going on in our lives once a week, this craziness. And then I go up to, because in those days, the planes had like a little bar. and you could order from the bar. And I remember that. I'll never forget. There was a black linted bar, like black.
Wow, on the airplane.
In the 80s and 90s, shit, you had fucking planes with bars.
Yeah.
And JetBlue. No, People's Express was a plane that went out of business. A company that went out of business. They had a piano
Nuh-uh.
that the guy would play upstairs. They were double-decker planes. This shit today, I don't know what the fuck's going on. No bars,
This shit
no
today's
nothing.
a bunch of traffic.
Yeah, you go on a plane now, you go on a plane to sit there like a commie and look straight ahead. Yeah. In the 80s and 90s, you went on a plane, you partied. You could move around and talk to people.
That's what Ric Flair always says. He always says about how great it was on planes.
Oh my God, I could come up to Theo and go, Theo, buy Theo a drink, buy that lady in row 3 a drink, and all of a sudden you're picking up chicks on a plane, dog.
God,
Come on.
fuck, I'm lonely.
So I go to the bar. I order whatever, a Southern Comfort, an orange juice, whatever the fuck I'm drinking. And Theo, as I'm talking to, it's just me and him at the bar. A fucking Coke rock falls out of my nose and lands on the lint. And me and him are looking at it like to see who's going to speak first. And I look up, and I'm looking at the plane. I go, that fell off the plane there. And I got back in my seat. I was never so embarrassed. Look, I was doing shit that nobody... I remember going on a date with a girl to a fucking net Philadelphia Sixer game.
Oh, high on coke?
No, I had a half ounce in my pocket. I was holding it for later in case she didn't want to go home with me.
Yeah.
You know, the first quarter I'm talking to her, we're not getting nowhere. And I go, fuck this. I'm going to get it. Do you want a drink? She goes, yeah, I'll take a drink. I went to the bar to get a drink at the net game. Mm-hmm. The bartender had a bow tie on. This is like a Theo story. He had a bow tie on, very decent guy. And I'm up there like, let me get a double. Bah, bah. Let me get another one. Bah. And all of a sudden I go, you want to do a line? The guy's like, yeah. This is 1984.
Rocky got that cock on him,
I'm
baby.
at a net basketball game. I got the bartender in the back doing lines. By the end of the night, he had his fucking bow tie off. He disconnected the computer. He was just pouring them in and giving them to people. I didn't go back to that seat till 3 minutes left.
Wow.
That girl was like, what happened to you? I'm like, you're not going to believe it.
I had a good time.
I had a good fucking time. Sit next to your fucking tight-ass fucking...
God.
Telling me. I mean, that's the shit that happened all the fucking time.
Yeah, anything could. It used to feel like anything could happen. Yeah.
Anything could happen. Like, yeah, we're going to go here, but listen, there was a time when there was a $39 flight to Miami. After midnight in Newark.
After midnight?
After midnight, it was 39. It was like 59 all day. Mm-hmm. Like just to Miami, straight shots in 84. But from midnight to, it was like $29. Oh my God, you get on that plane and there'd be 200 people fucking whacked. You know how you go, we're out of coke, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Call Timmy, call Mikey, call Louie, nobody's around. Fuck it, let's go to Miami. That's what people would do. Wow. They get on that plane with the last 2 lines and pray to God till they get to the airport. Dog, it was crazy. That's how crazy it used to be. After midnight, a fucking, on the hour, every hour to Miami. Why would you want to go to Miami? What would make you want to go to Miami at 2 a.m?
Cocaine, probably.
Yeah.
And women or men. If you like men, I don't like them. But women.
But you have 1,000 of those stories. 1,000. And I have thousands of them. Thousands of, fucking getting high and not getting anywhere. That's all it is.
That's the truth of it is. After you look at it over a long period of time, it's like getting high and not getting anywhere. Son.
You're talking about that shit about giving the hooker money. Listen, man, how did I quit smoking cigarettes? I forced myself. I bought an 8-ball and I didn't take no cigarettes home because I knew once I had that 8-ball in me, I'm not walking to 7-Eleven. So I stayed in that apartment all night, 8 hours with no fucking cigarettes on an 8-ball. The next day, I didn't need to smoke. I had already beat it in my mind. That's how I quit smoking cigarettes. I bought an 8-ball and no cigarettes to go. Fuck.
Yeah, I just miss a time when anything could happen. I've told this story before, but I went one time. I used to love telling people that people had died, right? One of my favorite things to do, tell people like a famous person had died, right? Like we go to lunch or whatever, I'd be like, oh, so-and-so died. Whatever, and just we could talk about it during lunch and they leave lunch, right? And then they find out at some point that they didn't die. And they're like, well, what the fuck? I just talked to this guy for an hour about over here, right?
So take a piss real quick.
Oh, yeah, take a piss, man.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man.
I'm 60 years old.
You good, man? You feel all right?
Yeah, I just had a pee. I was holding it.
I hate that. Burns me up. Yeah, dude. I remember one time I had a escort or whatever. I hate to hooker. I feel like, but do hookers like the term hooker? They don't care.
They don't care as long as you pay them.
Yeah. So yeah, and I always paid, but yeah, this hooker got sick one time, and I remember I stayed over there for like a day and a half taking care of her.
Really?
Yeah, in in Beverly Hills. And
You ever talk to her anymore?
No, we texted for a while, and then I changed my number. But I think it was fine. We didn't even speak really the same language that much. I think she spoke like Slovakian maybe or something. And but yeah, but we were, I mean, definitely had been doing drugs, but that was that, you know. I saw my mother. I went and surprised my mom for Mother's Day.
How was it?
It was pretty cool. Went
How
over to
was she?
Tucson. She was doing good, man. I got over there and I go to her house, right? And I'd never been there. I'd never been to the house that she lives in, but she's only been there for maybe about a year and a half. But so I go, I'm knocking on the door and I'm like, she's not answering. I'm like, oh man, don't tell me like they'll finally come to see her, you know? And that would be my mom, you know, because that's how she is. I finally come to visit and she goes and dies just to show me up, you know? Like I could see her doing that shit. But I look through the window, through the blinds, and through the back blind that's open, and she's laying out in the back in the bikini, right? Because my mom will, like, the one time she would spend by herself, she would get in her bikini and get herself a can of beer and go lay on the side of the
How old
house.
is your mom now, if you don't mind me asking?
She's probably 74, maybe.
Wow, you're lucky, man.
She's
You
getting.
don't see her a lot, Theo?
She's growing up. I see her like probably twice a year. I'm trying to do a little bit more. This was the first time I'd ever went and like visited my mother in years. You know, like she never asked. She never like says like I want you to come. You know, she doesn't like to assert herself into things really. You know, she likes to kind of keep her distance. I think in some ways. But anyway, so I look through the thing and I see her in the back in that bikini in the chair, and it brought all the memories back from when I was a kid. Sometimes, like, if she'd had enough, she'd fucking go lay out in the side yard with a fucking can of beer, you know, and a fucking, look. Our whole apartment complex was always sinking in the mud. We was always fucking fighting with the landlord. It's like, give us $45 off. We're fucking, you know, the dinner table's 2 inches lower than it was last week, you know? So mom's chair would be over there just slowly. Fucking, we thought that bitch was going to disappear, bro.
Now, who she live with?
She lives by herself.
And who's down there with her?
Nobody. She likes to be by herself. She's always like gone. Like, even when I was young, she always was going. That's one thing I remember about her. She always had to go. That's the one thing I think I remember the most about my mom. She always had to go. She always had to go to work. She always had to move away. It's just how she's built, you know, something inside of her. It's hard for her to stay right there.
Well, that's where you get it from.
I know.
Me too. Hey, listen, we were talking about that before. We didn't really touch
That's where
on
I get it from.
You know, I'm in the same boat as you. You sit there and you go, nobody calls me to do anything. And when they do call, you know, I'm living a life now off of Bill Hicks. That's what I'm doing now. Bill Hicks had the greatest joke that couldn't be any truer. Marijuana does not make you lazy. It just makes you realize that what you're going to do just ain't worth doing. And that's why I'm at my point in my life now. These days I go, you know what? For me to get into this party, I got to drive an hour and a half. By the time I get back and I got to hear shit, and you know, it's just 1,000 variables. You give yourself excuses.
Yeah.
But then again, Tom Hardy says that once you spend time alone for a while, you like it. And some people like it, and there's nothing wrong with that, Theo. Theo, listen. At this age and at any age, from the time I was 20, my favorite thing, yeah, everybody likes to have sex. Everybody likes to eat good food. But between me and you, give me a joint and a good book and put me in the corner. I'm good. I'll smoke a joint every 2 hours, take a bite of the sandwich. I love reading.
Yeah.
That's the happiest I am when I'm fucking reading. If I don't have a book now in the hotel, I'll go back and start looking up recuperation for men over 60, benefits of boxing, you know, benefits of breathing. You know, I'm a fucking idiot, but I like to read. I loved it. That's my thing then.
It's a breeze.
Yeah, I'm one of those fucking idiots. You press benefits on my page, and every benefit comes up. Benefits of drinking water, benefits of washing your ass, benefits of doing, I'm the captain benefit. I want to know everything that I can about something.
Yeah.
That's the happiest I am. And you don't read a book in a team. You don't read a book with 20 people.
Yeah.
That's what, I love it. I fucking
That's a good point.
We do stand-up. We would not. We could have joined the fucking improv troupe and been the Wallflowers, and no. We like being up there alone with a microphone with 4 bricks and working ourselves out of there. It takes a certain person to want to be a comic, bro.
Yeah,
It takes a certain person.
Yeah, I think sometimes I do compare myself to just like people that aren't comics that much, and then you have to realize how odd it is to do that job. It's an odd thing to do.
It's an odd job.
If you saw an animal do it in the woods, you'd be like, that fucking animal's out of his fucking mind.
We're crazy. We're crazy as stand-ups. We're not normal. We are not normal. There's something, you have to come to terms with all the things we are as comics. We can't question them. That's who we are. You could have been a doctor. We could have been a lawyer. We could have been a bum. We could have been a hooker.
Yeah.
We chose something that, I don't know why I chose it. I just loved Richard Pryor. And I knew once I had the felonies, I wasn't going to do anything else that I really liked.
Yeah.
This is not, comedy is a profession for fucking guys like us. Me and you have a little darkness in our past. We can't figure out what it is, but it makes us tick.
Yeah. I loved hearing Richard Pryor too, man.
I
loved hearing him say the N-word.
Me too.
My mom wouldn't let us say it. And we're like, well, fuck, man, we got to hear it, And so I remember we would hear him say it, dude.
Just those books like by, who's the crazy white guy?
Mark Twain?
No.
Mark Wahlberg?
The comic before fucking Richard Pryor that was a white guy, Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce.
Have you ever read any of his books?
Yeah, one of his books
Next
I read.
time you're having a hard time with yourself, go order one of his books. Ladies and Gentlemen, Legendary, How to Talk Dirty, any of those books.
It's
But he
helpful.
has one particular book. That one, the black one there,
The Essential Lenny Bruce?
that one. That book will tell you more about yourself than you know about yourself.
Wow.
He lived at the Chelsea Hotel. He partied with strippers and jazz musicians and did heroin every night. There was no responsibility. He got up when he got up. He didn't have to be at work till 11 o'clock at night. Remember, they only did fucking burlesque shows. In fact, you ever go to Jackson, Tennessee?
I don't think I have.
Jackson's like an hour outside of Nashville. Jackson's got a comedy club. That used to be a burlesque club.
Wow.
And Lenny Bruce used to play there in the 50s and 60s. If you ever have a chance to go to this place, go out there. I forget the name. Just look it up. Google it. It's like a comedy club in Jackson. Yeah, that's it, I think.
731 Comedy Club. That could be it.
That's it. Guy was great. I had been at Zany's already one time.
Yeah.
And I was going back to see my in-laws, so I wanted to do stand-up one night. Not a big room. There wasn't a lot of money. Fucking guy could cook. He had Italian food. He was telling us stories about all the comics that would come through there in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
In fucking Jackson, Tennessee. No wonder fucking my boy Johnny Cash was going to Jackson, right? Wasn't he going to
We're
Jackson?
going to Jackson. Go comb your hair. Yeah. See if I care.
We're not, and that's why I went home. I went home. Listen, I could have came to Austin. I could have moved to Nashville. I had an opportunity in Telluride, Colorado. I wanted to come back to Jersey to find myself.
Do you think that you've gathered what you wanted to find?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because now I'm at peace. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with my friends, with my family. I'm just at peace.
Did you have any amends to make whenever you got there? Or no, everything was pretty chill?
Listen, I thought about making amends. But the people that was going to make amends to weren't worth making the amends to anymore. That was 40 fucking years ago. Knock it off and deal with it. My amends was doing something with my life.
Right.
That was my amends. If you really cared about me or care about anybody, you look at them and go, that dude fucked me over 30 years ago. But guess what? He did something with his life. You have two options. The guy fucked me over, but he died in a car accident. Fuck him. He deserved what he got. He was a scumbag. Or You know what, man? The guy robbed me. He was having problems as a kid. I'm happy he got his life together.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like. I'm not going to fucking apologize to nobody now. That was a long fucking time ago. Get over it.
Yeah, I didn't know if anything wild had happened.
No.
I don't have anything like that either, I don't think, from my hometown.
No, I just wanted to go home and recoup. L.A., you know, when you've been there for a long time, it's a number on your head for a while. Like, just, you know, there was a lot of
hard.
rejection.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
Driving
rejection.
across town,
A lot of
parking, walking, getting in, checking at the station, walking there, don't even know my lines, don't even give a fuck, hate the place, hate myself, fuck them, fuck me, walk in there, nervous as fuck, bomb the shit, walk outside, scream the N-word in my head, go back out through the parking thing, return my badge, get my ID back, get in my car, and fucking go home.
It is, you know, people have no idea what we did. We got to L.A., figured it out.
That's true.
Figured it out. Which, listen, that's alone. That alone.
The parking meters alone. Quarter gets you 6 minutes, dude.
Dog, I had so many tickets when I first moved to L.A. They took a car. I mean, my apartment got towed. Remember, I lived in my car. Ralphie May and those guys go, oh, your apartment got towed. It was that scrambling. I would do it 20 more times.
Yeah.
That not having money to eat lunch and having to rob the gas station for a pack of cigarettes on the way to Josh Wolf's house to get a turkey burger, you know, to fucking borrow $8 to go to Sunset Grill and get a burger with the guy with the bum leg. You know, nobody knows that, what it's like to showcase for Jay Massad and him telling you, like,
Buddy.
why are you here?
Yeah.
You know, and thank God, Jay, you know, Mitzi passed me right off the bat. Thank God. But then it was 7 years of, I can't get an agent. And you can't do this, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
And most people would have quit, Theo. We did something that a lot of people just can't handle. They move back, and they go, you know what, it wasn't for me. And I understand that. I fucking definitely understand that. But for me, I think it was time to move on to a next chapter. I'm trying to find what that chapter is now, you know.
You wrote a book?
Wrote a book.
That was cool, man. I feel bad that I haven't even read it, but I did just order it today. I didn't even know that you had written it, I don't think. Actually, you know what? I think when I did your podcast last time over Zoom, I think you remember telling me that you had done it. But that's awesome. Tremendous.
I was trying to write that book for fucking 20 years.
I know a lot of comics always have that book milling around in them, huh?
And then I kept writing and making notes, and then I kept trying to hook up with a writer.
Tremendous.
And then I hooked up with Jimmy Florentine's niece.
Really?
Yeah, his young niece, and she fucking helped me. And listen, man, we sold some copies. We made it to #9 on the audiobook in New York Times, which for a dirty comic and a criminal, that's not too fucking bad.
Rocky got that cock
Rocky
on him,
got
baby.
that cock on him,
Let's
motherfucker.
go, dude.
Before you were saying something really funny, and I interrupted you. I had to go to the bathroom, but you were telling me that you used to call people and tell them celebrities died.
Oh, yeah, dude. And so we go like on Boy Scouts or whatever. My buddy was in the Boy Scouts. And so I remember one time we went on a camping trip with them. And right when we started out, I told everybody Jay Leno had died, right? I've told this story before, but I love it. And I was like, you know, Jay Leno died. And so all the dads were like, oh, gosh, that's so sorry to hear that. And so then throughout the rest of the weekend, I'd be in my tent, right? And I'd hear the dads out there talking when I'm telling the other one, you know, Jay Leno passed away. And I would be my tent, bro, fucking
dying,
howling, bro, laughing at a level where it was like coming out of my fucking spine. And I don't know why stuff like that made me laugh so much. I don't know if it was that I had control, like a hidden control, or that I was affecting things without them knowing. It just would. There was nothing as good as that, bro. It was that kind of shit, dude.
When you fuck with people, like, you know, controlled fucking with people, like me telling Eddie Bravo Rogan was in the CIA, all that shit, you know, it's always great. But the best thing I ever think I did, and I did it on accident. Remember Chuck Liddell?
Yeah.
When Chuck Liddell was the fucking king of the UFC, he was the king of the UFC, okay? So I get a call from Eddie Bravo. I find out that Fidel Castro died. Mm-hmm. Right? I get a call from a friend of mine. He goes, you know, Fidel died. I go, thank God that motherfucker died. And all of a sudden I call Eddie. I go, Eddie, where you at? And he goes, I'm sitting here with Dana White or something. I go, you know, Fidel died. But the phone didn't say it right. It said Liddell. So he goes, let me call you back. And he hung up the phone. He told he told Dana White that Joey Diaz just called him, told him Chuck Liddell died. I said Fidel, not Liddell, right? Now, this is Dana White's fucking man at the time. Dana White's got no hair, and he lost the hair he was going to give his children. Fucking, how could this be? Eddie Bravo calls Dana and says, Liddell died. Not Liddell, Fidel, you fuck.
That's fucking great. I love that kind of shit. Did your parents come over from Cuba? I don't remember. Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm 100%. There ain't no fuck. Well,
we went there when I was a student.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
We went there, and Fidel came and spoke to our class, I remember. But we didn't speak enough Spanish to know a ton of. They had a translator.
Where did you go to college? LSU?
Yeah, over at LSU and University of Arizona. But it was a thing called Semester at Sea. It was like a floating college, but we stopped there on a cruise ship.
Wow.
I was working in a bookstore, so we pull up into Cuba, dude, and all the people are there having, and we're like throwing all our tennis shoes, everything we own that they could have, we're throwing it off the boat, bro. And like you would be walking through town and people would like have you come up to their windows and they would tell you like just about like the control they were under and shit, and it was like top secret kind of. But we got to go to a baseball game. Dude, some group was partying in this alley somewhere. I went over there, I'm dancing, partying, they cut open a birthday cake, bro. We thought it was like a party for like an old man. Next thing I know, I turn around. This old dude is going down on one of the chicks, bro. It's some guys and some hookers in there. Like, what the fuck?
They don't fuck around.
I thought it was like somebody's grandpa's birthday, bro. I'm over there singing the Pledge of Allegiance. I look over, dude. This guy's fucking trying to get back in the birth canal over here.
Dog, Cuba's a dirty fucking country,
it was
bro.
Awesome, dude.
They got tons of hookers down there.
Oh, it was apparently so.
Tons of hookers down there.
God, I gotta
And
go
those
back.
girls come up here and they destroy it. They're all over Jersey, those Cuban hookers.
Really? Wow, I gotta get out more.
There's a strip club in Jersey that my friend, I grew up with this guy, he owns. And they keep closing them down because they're just nasty. And they're fucking 60 deep in there. I went in there like 3 times and I'm like, this is buck wild. There was a biker chick that would slam her heels together. And every time her heels would come, I got to get out of here.
Oh,
But they had a bunch of Cuban girls in there. And I would talk to I would go in there once a week just to talk to the one Cuban girl. And she would tell me about Cuba, what's going on. And she would tell me right out, why do you just sit there? Why don't you go get your dick sucked?
Yeah.
That's their mentality. They're like, what? There's
what are you
1,000
doing?
girls that'll suck your dick. What are you there talking, watching a game for? I'm like, I'm married. Who cares? Go have a good time. Your wife ain't gonna mind them. I mean, they're fucking open-minded as shit. I'm like, nah.
That's what I might get a real like a Spanish wife or something. Be nice, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
That would balance you out a little bit.
Yes.
They'll smack you around, take your money.
Fuck. This is my wife. How'd you know you were in love when you met your wife, dude? Did you know it?
No.
Did it grow on you? You think it's hard for guys like us to be in love, kind of?
Yes, because our first love is comedy. That's when you're in L.A., not when you're in your hometown. Once you get to L.A. and you're caught up, that's your love. When you really, really think about it, at the end of the day, that's your love. I was with my wife maybe 3 years before. It was like, but thank God she had patience. Thank God I had patience. And it wasn't till my wife and I got together. We're going to be together 24 years next month. And it wasn't till I got the longest yard it was 2004. We were struggling. Every week was a struggle with her and I. We were living together. The relationship was good, but we were always struggling. We had no money. We had 6 cats.
Oh, yeah.
And I got the longest yard. And I went to shoot it. And when I came back home, I had to shoot, for 11 weeks. My call time was at 4:45 every morning.
Oh, my God.
In Orange County. 4:45. So I don't know how many times I got up at 3 in the morning and my fucking costume would be out. she'd be cooking eggs at 3 a.m. for me. And I go, what did I do to deserve this? You know, and that's when I realized I really love her. You know, I wasn't going to get married again. Once you get married and you lose, I'm a Catholic. You do it one time,
Yeah.
and you move on. I wasn't looking to get married. I wasn't looking to waste anybody's time. I'm not a big time waster. If it's not working, let's move the fuck on, you know. But with her, it was different. And now it's tremendous. Like, I mean, it's, now, after 24, I look at her and I'm like, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here.
Wow. Did moving to Jersey help you guys' relationship, you think?
One thing about me and my wife, I got to be honest with you. We got into a fight in December in Nashville.
Yeah, good.
Beside that, me and my wife never really, we got into, like, it was a long-awaited battle. Her family, me, the whole thing. And I just went home. I was in Nashville for Christmas. I just went home Christmas Day. And she got mad at me for like 2 weeks. We had a little problem at the house for 2 weeks. But ever since then, it's been, and before then it was smooth, you know. And we're fucking a great team. And now we got this little girl and, you know, we bought this house, we paid it off. We did so many fucking things in 3 years, you know. She's an accountant. So I got pensions. I got a pension for the pension, another pension.
Hopefully she's laundering money from you too.
Yeah, she's laundering too. You know, I mean, she's it's great for me. And I never thought I would say something like this.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
would
find interesting.
never in my life tell you. For me, it was the best thing that happened at that time.
Was there a fear to do it? Like, was there a fear to be like, okay, this is...
Fuck yeah, Theo. Look at our lives. We go on the road, we bump into a girl, you do things with them for 3 days, then you come back a year later, and there they are. And then one time you come back and they obviously have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And they bring them to the show, and that's when the relationship ends. And I was in Boulder before I went to L.A., and I had, honest to God, no lie, I probably had 6 girls on a rotation that would just come over to snort coke and have sex.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, yeah.
It's a
hope everybody's
beautiful
okay.
thing, but it's
Yeah.
like, you get used to it.
Right, and and then it runs its course, and then
And then it
time
runs its
changes,
course.
and you come back and you're still living 5 years ago, and now they got chilled, they got a fan, so everything changes.
So, like, I was never gonna get remarried. I got the movie. Then it took me 2 more years of struggling on coke. I mean, horrid 2 years, heroin, and that was what was killing me. That I was hurting her. And one day I go, you know what? I gotta stop this shit because, listen, I'm old school. I found my mother dead, and I'm here. You know, I could find somebody dead, but I never wanted her to find me dead
Right.
because she couldn't handle it. That would live with her for the rest of her life. So that's what made me get clean off coke. I didn't want her. There were 2 reasons I got off coke. 1, I didn't want her to find me, and number 2, if something happened to me, I didn't want people telling Rogan he was wrong. That meant a lot to me, that he had my back. So now he's got my back 100% so I got clean, and then 2 years later, I proposed to her on the phone. I just go, it's time. It's time. No more shit. I was going for a ride, and I go, you know what? I got to marry this girl. And then 2 years later, she got pregnant. So it was all like...
That's interesting, man, saying, like, I don't want to hurt you, so I'm going to stop hurting me, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt this person.
She could never handle waking up and finding me on the floor.
Yeah.
She doesn't have it. It's not in her DNA. She's very sweet. We're animals. We could find anybody dead and the next day fucking go eat a pizza. You know. But she's from a different cloth, so.
Hey, Rocky got that cock on him, dude.
What's that?
Rocky got that medium pepperoni on
I'm
him.
telling
dude.
you, dude.
Look, that's true, dude. Sometimes I'll be sitting with somebody, I'll be like, if this person died, what would I do with them right now? I literally would think that kind of shit.
It's
And it's-
fucking crazy, man.
Yeah,
What
and
happened
it's just,
to-
and I'm just in the backseat of an Uber, and you're like, what the fuck would I do with this guy, you know? Do you have to ever have tough moments, like when you think back on your own mom and just that whole situation? Like, do you ever, like, on Mother's Day, do you do anything special? Do you just say like a special prayer? Like,
It's like these idiots celebrate 420 one day a year. I do 420 every day. There's not a day I don't think about my mom. In fact, I didn't even bring flowers to a cemetery this time. I went to a cemetery when I moved back to Jersey. It looked like a fucking rat's nest.
yeah,
I went, I complained, I brought some tools up there, I did some cleaning. And it's like scared me now. And it's like now I don't ever want to be buried. I don't want for people to have to come visit me and clean up my grave. Burn the shit out of me. I don't give a fuck. Well done.
The last bowl.
Well done. I'm
Yeah.
not fucking, don't come visit me. She lives in your heart, Theo. They live in your heart and your mind and funny fucking stories and, you know.
Yeah, do you remember like a funny story that you, like do you have like a real fun memory that you remember with your mom?
Oh, I got 30,000 of those things where it just, I still remember a night where I was probably like in the 8th grade. Maybe in the 7th grade, the second time, because I got left back in the 7th grade.
Bro. Real G's do it twice, son.
My mother used to fucking own a bar, and every night at 3, she'd come home, 3:15, and some nights she woke me up with food, some nights she just woke me up to talk to me, to see how my day went. This one particular night, she woke up and she's like, get dressed. There's a girl downstairs that wants to meet you. That was my mother. She's like, go downstairs. And I went down like with warm-ups or something.
Yeah.
And there were like 3 of my uncles, and there was other women, and fucking my stepdad, and this girl was dancing with me, and I'm like, hold on. I got to go up and put on my suit. Yeah. At 4 a.m, I went upstairs and put on a suit. And they're all like, go, Joey. And I'm dancing with Coquito. They would call me Coquito. And I'm dancing with this girl. I'm rubbing her tits and shit. And finally, somebody gives me like a shot of whiskey. And, I'm like in the 7th grade. And all of a sudden, they're like, take her upstairs. And I'm like, and my mom was there. I didn't even make eye contact with my mom. I just held her hand, and she took me upstairs to the attic, not even to my bedroom. We had an attic where she was going to spend the night. And Theo, do you know till this day, I cannot tell you if I fucked her, ate her, kissed her. I think I just passed out from the fucking anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the type of mom I had. Like, she brought a girl home for me. She took me to fight somebody once. She would pick fights for me. She was my Dana White. When I went to Catholic school and I come home, she's like, you got to go home and change. You got to fight at 3:30 in front of my boss. Some guy cursed at me, and I told him, come back here Friday at 3:30. You're going to fight my son. And I have to go up there and fight 2 fucking kids. It was never ended, man, with this lady. But those years, this is what I'm trying to do with my daughter now, because I remembered how my mom got to me. And it was just real. Like, I finally had to tell my daughter a couple months ago that I smoked pot. 11 years old. And she's looked at me like, Dad, come on. I know. Smoke coming out of your mouth and you come out of the bathroom. What do you think? I'm stupid?
She's like, everybody knows that. She's like, we have smoke coming out of our house and we don't have a chimney, Dad. Okay.
Yeah. I fucking go in the garage with her sometimes. She's like, Dad, it smells in here. She'll go, and I go, somebody keeps breaking in my house and smoking dope. And she's like, Dad. So I'm really being honest with her, little steps at a time. Like, I got to break it to her that she's got a sister soon, eventually. Someday I got to tell her the story.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell her now because I don't want her to think, well, what if me and Mommy break up? You'll never see us again. So I got to be careful. I thought when I put the book out, I would have to sit her down, but it's been 2 years. And
she hadn't read it.
A year. Nah, she's not going to read it until I tell her to read it.
Yeah.
So things like that, but I miss my mom. I miss my childhood. If it wasn't for my childhood, I would have never became the person I would have become.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Whether it's a criminal thing, everything I did in my childhood came to help me out later on, like in some way or another. So I have no fucking regrets at all,
Yeah. Dang, man. Thanks, dude. Thanks for just sitting down. It's just so good to just hear your voice even. I remember how much, like, when you would go on your lives, dude. Remember when Mad Flavor was going fucking live, dude? The world lit up. Do you remember that, Nick? The world, people were like, Joe, Coco's going live. Dude, I would get texts from my friends back at home. They'd be like, Coco's going live. And I thought it was like a black stripper was going to do something, I didn't know what was happening.
Oh, the periscopes?
Yeah, like when you would do periscopes.
I love
dude.
them. I love them.
And the cats, you'd be on your balcony.
Yeah, you can't smoke on Instagram. They'll fucking shut you down. So I can't do that stuff no more. It's been fucking, I love smoking on Instagram and stuff like that, but you can't. I haven't made a video on Instagram 3 weeks.
That's ridiculous, though. You can link, yeah, there you go. Oh,
fucking 7 in the morning.
God,
7 in the morning. Who I would get up just to take a shower, to go out there, smoke, and talk to these fucking animals.
Oh, dude, there was nothing like it, bruh. people, dude, I remember a deaf kid even fucking called me and talked to me and told me he was excited about that shit, dude. People fucking came out of their own diseases and malfunctions.
Do you understand? We were getting up at 7 in the morning to do that shit. At 8 o'clock, I was already 3 sheets to the fucking wind. There was a weed store that opened up at 9 that gave out bagels in Studio City. He was a Jewish guy. Yeah. I would be there at 9 in the morning with him, eating bagels, eating fucking banana bread. Well, you know, it had to give in eventually. Now, listen, I got some edibles. I didn't take them last night, and that's why I was uptight last night on stage. I got to drop them tonight. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop like 800, 1,000 milligrams tonight and go down there and torture Joe, get some fucking barbecue.
Yeah, it'd be good. I'll be down there, man. Any chance of you moving, Austin? Is that just a myth? You know, Joe throws it around, you know?
Well, I'll tell you what. For my situation now, it makes sense. I miss you guys. I really do miss this.
Yeah, I miss it too. I'm realizing that.
I don't want a week down here. I don't want to be down here for a week. That's too much. 3-4 days, 8-9 sets, get back on the plane and go home. If I'll buy a condo or something in the building. Like I told you, something that everything is there. Like my niece in Nashville. Mm-hmm. Everything. She's got everything for $2,200 a month. Everything. Weights, music, they cook in the building. If I could find one of those down here, maybe get Troy Conrad in with me, maybe Lee, just somebody, you know. If I'm not in town, they're in town.
Right.
Watching a joint. You know, if they're not watching it, somebody else could come in. I don't care. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I can't buy a house down here. I don't want to do that because I don't want to resettle. I don't want to remove my daughter. She's settled over there now. You know, for me to remove her again, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like going and doing the sets, man. I did 24 sets last week.
Here. Yeah, just at the mothership?
At the different clubs, 22 sets.
Where'd you go?
I went to
Red Bands?
Mothership. I went to Red Bands Sunset. I went to Creek in the Cave. I went to Black Rabbit. And I think that's it. But amongst those clubs, I did like, I probably did 12 sets at Mothership.
Yeah, I did 3 last night. I left. I went to get tacos, and I'm like, dog, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I went to get tacos after the second main room show, and I wanted to do the bottom of the barrel again to get some other joke, but I was like, dog, I got to go home.
Yeah, I went home, dude. Ended up jerking off. Didn't want to, but...
I went home, smoked some pot, watched some TV. I slept good. Got up too early this morning.
Oh, I hate that shit.
Ate breakfast, went for a nice walk, smoked a joint, went right back upstairs, watched the rest of some Clint Eastwood movie, and I fucking slept from 10 to 2.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I got up, I washed my pussy, I hit you back.
Yeah.
I took a long shower, I shaved with one of those Puerto Rican Bic razors. I didn't bring I got skin missing. I shaved my fucking ear, I cut my ear. You know, when you get out of the shower, you feel all these little things. I could see myself as I was shaving in the shower, putting all those little cotton balls all over your face like that you had all this fucking...
prison freckles.
Oh. But it's good to see you, brother. I'm happy
you
had me on here. I'm very proud of you and what you've done. You're a fucking animal. I love that you have a smile on your face all the time. And I will take you up on June 1st. We're going to... So you're at Beacon that Friday night?
Yeah, I'm at Beacon that Friday night.
Just one show?
Just
or
one
two
show.
shows?
Just one.
Just one, and then you're free.
Yeah.
You're staying in the city.
I could stay anywhere.
Saturday, we'll do the... Saturday.
Let's go to lunch Saturday and then go to the fights if you want.
Perfect.
Even if you don't go to the fights, it'd be great.
Perfect. No. Saturday we'll go because you'll have more time.
Yeah.
So you come over.
I'll cruise over early Saturday.
Take the ferry.
Yeah.
Take the ferry right to there. It drops you off right down the block. Yeah, drops you off right down the block.
That sounds good. That's JJ Braddock Park. Finish the story about JJ Braddock.
That what?
But you met him.
Yeah, like when he was old though, guys. You know, he was fucking
Was he still
old.
talking about fighting and stuff? Like, was he still like...
He was just, I remember his son. He had a son that was a cop. I think he's still in the town. I think they still own the house. The family still owns the house. But I never saw him box, or he never coached me in boxing. I wish he would have.
But you got to see him though.
Yeah, I got to see him.
And did people think he was like a hero?
Yeah, at that time, I didn't know his full history. I just
Right,
knew
you
he
were a
was a
kid.
fucking boxer.
Right.
And there was somebody in our neighborhood that told us about, like, him. And then they said, if you ever go up there, he'll give you money to shovel snow. And I remember one time we went up there as kids, and he was outside giving, like, Danishes and $10 if you shoveled. And that was it.
Yeah.
I never really saw him after that or spoke to him. But you hear the legend, you know, and then it
make
is
a
what it
movie.
is. But my buddy, well, we don't talk no more. But my buddy's in charge of that park.
Wow.
Okay, he's a committee. He's like a
Groundskeeper?
no. He's big time, dude. He's in charge of that park. He's a politician,
And they keep it nice?
and they keep it nice. And he's the one that put them. Because he's
Statue?
from my age.
Wow.
So he put that up there. They had and the whole family showed up when they put the statue up. It was pretty nice. I saw the pictures. It was pretty impressive, man.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I think I saw Natalie Portman at my hotel yesterday.
Really.
Yeah. I don't know if that did. I don't.
Dog, every time I'm in Austin, I see somebody. One day I was in, not this time, 420. I fucking walked out of my elevator. I walked right into Magic Johnson.
Nuh-uh.
And he looked at me like we knew each other. I never met Magic. And he's like, hey, man, what are you doing here? I'm like, the question is, what are you doing here? I go, I was in LA for 23 years. You never fucking showed up one time. Now I'm in Austin. I gave him a big hug. He's like, hey, I go, you want to come do Rogan with me? He's like,
That would have been
And
crazy.
I told Joe, and Joe's like, you should have brought him. I bumped into him, started talking to him like he knew me for 10 years. I don't know fucking Magic Johnson. Fucking never met him in my life. I'm like, hey.
Hey, we used to do coke in
Hey,
Miami.
they don't fucking know.
Nobody knows. Coco Diaz, man, I love you, dude.
I love you with all my heart, brother. This is the best part of this trip.
Good to see you.
When you hit
thanks,
me
man.
last week and said, what time tomorrow? I was pissed.
Oh, yeah, because I had the wrong week,
You had the
dude.
wrong
I'm like,
Wednesday. I'm like, what? Fuck no, you better be doing it next week. I love you, brother. Thank you very much for having me.
I love you too, man. I'm gonna order the book. I want to read it, man. And thank you, man. And yeah, I just appreciate the fact that I get to know you. It's been one of the gifts of this
Bro,
job.
you're my favorite guy in LA. Lee, how fucking happy was he to see you? When I told that motherfucker you were down here, he lit up.
Oh yeah,
He lit up. He was like,
he was
he's
like
my
a
favorite.
fucking, just like a warm McFish when I
Did
got
you
a hold
do
of
an
him.
edible with him or anything? Nothing.
Nah, I just fucking smelled his breath for a couple minutes, dude.
He has no more flies on his neck.
He looked great.
Yeah, he looks great.
Bro, he looks lean. He was excited about things. Not more energetic than I heard him be in the past. More vocal,
he
confident.
He needed all that.
Yeah.
We all needed that break to realize you just need a break sometimes to realize what just fucking happened.
Yeah.
And now we're ready for the next. I love you, brother.
Let's go get it. Love you too.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling like these leaves. I must be cornerstone. Oh, but when I reach that ground, I'll share this peace of mind I found. I can feel it in my bones.